Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bits, Crits, and Halfwits. I'm PT, your disaster tour guide, and this is the disaster tour. That's what I should have started with. Um, welcome
It's a
back.
disaster already.
It's a disaster already. If you need to get caught up on the disaster, though, you now can, because every available episode of Bits, Crits, and Halfwits is up on YouTube.
I saw like
Go
the 30, 40 some odd episodes being uploaded within like 2 hours of each other.
Try within like 20 minutes of each other. I uploaded 79 videos in 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
It's the fabled infinite bandwidth moment.
It is the fabled infinite band. Well, to be fair, I uploaded them over a couple days. Will you stop it?
No, she won't. She
ISP
can't.
providers hate this easy trick.
But
Sorry.
you should also stay tuned because I'm uploading the rest of the series right now. So if you want to learn more about Squall, you are more than welcome to watch The Long Night, which will also teach you a little bit about the Arcanophage.
Hell yeah.
And if you want to learn about Rorin and Malum and their unique relationship, you can go watch No More Light, which should be uploaded and available by the end of the week. But, first things first, look at how hot the party is.
Look at us.
What a way to start.
Look at how hot the party is. Look at how good they're gonna look going into this ball.
We're gonna show up everyone.
It stretched weird when I uploaded it. I'm sorry.
I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was just very behind.
Yeah, there's
it's a long image.
But I really never thought that Lyra was that much shorter than Elliot.
She is pretty short in the standards. Also, he's got heels, so I gave him a little bit of extra height.
Yeah.
I would have also thought that Karak had a little side shave.
He's got it on his avatar too.
Well, obviously, the next step is everyone's going to the barber shop.
Yeah, we all gotta get our hair done.
You think Elliot's gonna take you to an elven ball looking like savages? Incorrect.
Karak
my
has the
God.
most fancy haircut they've ever received.
But we are, so, what was, I guess, because we're waiting for Rosie to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And she should be here
Classic.
relatively soon.
Classic
Hey,
Rosie.
you know what? We almost
Always
didn't. We
late.
almost didn't have Rosie tonight, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But what were your favorite aspects to work on, Sky? Did you have any
the-
particular? Yeah.
Outfits? I liked doing. I wish the.
Is there anything you're particularly proud of? I really
wish
love
that.
the wolves.
I wish. Yeah, I was gonna say I wish it wasn't so compressed, so you could see the detailing on the wolves better. But yeah, the wolves on the particularly like trailing up the bottom of the coat, I really like. I'm also just really happy with how Lulin's sash came out, because when I was listening to the descriptions back and you were like, the sash has blue, green, red,
all the colors.
All
you
the
were like,
colors.
it has all these colors, and I was like, oh no. I was like, how am I gonna make that look good? This is a disaster.
Hey.
I really like where you took the direction, because I think the one that I gave Sky the least direction on was by far Karak's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I love where you took it.
You
yeah,
did amazing.
I'm happy with. It was probably the one that ate up the most time today when I
Yeah.
was working on them, because I was like, I want it to look more rose-like, and you described it like when you described it, you were like the arm, like if you outstretch your arm, it looks like a rose coming from a stem, and I was like, well, that means that the sleeves have to be green, but I just hated the green sleeves, so I was like, too bad, I'm changing it.
It's okay. What I mostly meant by that was Karak has skinny arms and can't throw a punch.
Yeah.
Damn.
My favorite thing I have to say about Karak's is just halfway through, you're like, it's looking too religious. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
He's like, wait a minute, no, that actually fits.
that's actually okay in this situation,
Yeah.
turns out.
I also love the brass knuckles.
Yes, yeah. I had to get the ring brass knuckles in there for Nuzin.
Of course
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, it was very important. But
I feel like the V on Lulin is deep, but somehow not deep enough.
I know.
It's deep. It's a deep V, but somehow it's not.
God.
Deep
It almost
I
needed
think
to.
it's because, so here's the problem: is that PT described it as a deep V, but he also described it as tight fitting. And I think if it had been like a looser, flowier outfit, then I could have given it a bit more like width, you know, like it could have kind of billowed out.
Mhm.
But because I had to do it tight and a deep V, it looks more narrow. Like there's not like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm trying to make the descriptions and like work with.
Am I seeing this right? Did you include little detail like buttons on Elliot's heel for the compartment? Am I losing my mind?
No, you're losing your mind, I think. There's
Got
no
it.
button on there. I kind of assumed that would be like on the back of the heel, which I couldn't really show. Because like if you're gonna drop something out, right, you're gonna like touch the back of your heel so that it's less suspicious.
Mhm.
He's gonna do the
Um,
Kingsman heel click.
Yeah, exactly. That is literally exactly what I was thinking of. I was like, okay, where do they keep things like this?
I also love Nuzin's tattoos.
Yes,
good.
I did some impromptu designing on that. I gave her like a big old dragon on the pec, which I kind of planned for anyway, but I was working on the stylizing of it. She's got axes on the forearm and a little manatee on her wrist, which I think is very girly pop.
Very.
I like the addition of the rings on the tail.
Yes, yeah. Like her outfit was so simple color wise in comparison to a lot of the other ones that I was like, I think she needs a little extra like adornment to even it out. But yeah, I will say I think Lulin's outfit ended up being my favorite one when I designed it.
PT, can you zoom in on like the embroidered sides?
This
Yeah,
is an
'cause
asset
I would
in
love to see
OBS.
the scenes.
I'm not
I will
100% sure how the zoom's gonna go, so bear with me. That's all you're
don't know.
getting.
I don't know why your transform is like.
I think if you
okay.
if you right click, you can lock or unlock it, and I think it's
Yeah.
in free form right now.
Yeah, I think it's in free form, which
I
is why
couldn't
it's
tell.
distorting.
I couldn't tell what was like on the embroidery, like of the outlines.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
it's,
little leaves and flowers. Oh
yeah, it's little leaves and. I did make fun of PT a little bit on the on my stream when I was
PT
working
heard.
on it. Because he had a moment when he was describing your outfit, and I think it's so funny because I didn't process it when like during the session where he's trying to describe the embroidery along your hems, but he cannot get the word hem.
I could
just
not
keeps
remember what it was.
He keeps saying, he says seam like
Well,
4
so
times
what-
in the space of 10 seconds.
So what
The
I
seam
meant
seam.
about that,
to be along
what
the
I meant
seams.
about that was like a seam running down and around the arm.
Yeah.
So an
Also
actual
love-
seam, but yes, hem was a word that I
Yeah.
could not remember. When describing any of the outfits, truly.
I also love the additional scars you gave Lulin and the little flower earring.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The little tassels of that
Yeah.
towards the end.
Look
That's
at
what I
Elliot
think.
and Newson mirroring though.
Yeah, I know we have the same pose.
Mhm.
Mine's just a bit more fist oriented.
It's
Yeah.
we're hot and we know it.
Absolutely. Look, you know, we fight all the time, but we can pose for a power stance at a ball, all right?
Mhm.
But without further ado, we know what everybody's wearing. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
So
Welcome back to
cool.
Bitch Chris and Halfwits. Welcome back to all our players. The question of the day is, what are you most excited for at the ball? In
Oh,
character.
In character, okay.
First, we have Elliot Burning Oak, the half-elf wizard from Zrea, played by...
It's me, the king of the peanut gallery, Isaac. I think Elliot is most excited for just to be at a ball and not have like weird hiding from people. Like he's going to be there to be his own person this time.
Oh.
Unlike any other
is
event
he?
he's been at in the past.
We love that for him.
And then we have Lyra Dreamshadow, the Kalishtar wizard from Stipvale, played by...
Okay, hello, Rosie, and when Rosie sees us on the internet, and I apologize for poor mic quality. I can't seem to get my mic to work.
Oh, rude. How rude of it.
I know, right? And consequently, I was not at all thinking about the answer to this question. Well, okay. I think that Lyra is excited. I think she's like, wow, we're finally gonna get to have a date. Which, of course, I myself have doubts, but Lyra is, ever hopeful.
Will it end in bloodshed? Probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to fix my mic.
And then we have Karak the Furbolg warlock from Elenia, played by...
Hello, Mr. Link BT. I was tempted to say that Karak is really excited because if it's called a ball, there must be a really big, important sphere somewhere. But I feel like that's a bit too dumb for Karak. I think through context clues, they know this is a fancy get-together, and if there's anything he knows about fancy get-togethers, it's that he can make his way through it. It's all about the smile, baby.
And then we have Nuzin Worldwalker, the Minotaur Sorbarian from Ulfast, played by...
It's me, the Sky Tea. I think Nuzin is excited to do what she implied she would do at the dress stop and sweep Lyra off her feet. Now, whether that is in a dance or out of the way of a sword is yet to be determined, but either way is fine. By Nuzin.
I am deeply surprised that answer was not to see Elliot's former love interest.
Well, I mean, that is
That's
obvious.
icing on the cake.
Also, she doesn't know if Elliot's former love interests are for sure gonna be there, so it's more of a when she notices them, she adds them to the count.
And last but not least, we have Lulin Boldspeaker, the Minotaur Druidin from Ulfast, played by...
Hey, me, Brembo. Lulin's ready to fucking dance.
Yeah.
Lulin's ready to get on, get down.
He's gonna cut a rug.
Let's go.
He's gonna cut a whole rug?
Yeah.
And a whole battalion of elves.
Yes.
We're playing golf.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty skinny. That you could probably use them as golf tees.
And
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
say for
That's
this...
the ball! That's the ball!
No, Goblin Ball will not be played at this event.
Aww.
Bet.
Oh my God.
But without further ado, you have all packed up your clothing so it can be sent back to the house. You still have about 6 hours until the ball, so Hunters of Hope, what are you doing?
All right, guys. So, way I see it, we got 6 hours till the ball. So, just enough time to go home and get ready.
All
What?
right. That's.
It takes 6 hours to get ready for these things?
I mean,
Well, it depends. Do you want to do your hair?
I was just gonna take it down. Do I need to do something else with it?
I mean, I was just gonna get like a comb. Or I don't think I've actually thought about this in a while. Oh God. Ugh. I probably look like a mess.
3 of the 5 people in this room have about 1 cubic meter of dirt in your hair. There's enough dirt in you guys' hair. I could mold it with mold earth.
Can you do that? That might be quicker.
Wait,
Just
yeah,
take it all out.
Honestly,
That's
rather
like a
than washing it
styling
out, what if you just make all our hair look good with that? Are you a sculptor?
Mud gel?
No. I'm a wizard.
Well, you can be both.
Give me two things.
I don't know. You're so cagey about everything that you do. You could be a secret artisan, and none of us would know.
I'm not cagey. Ask me anything.
What'd you talk to your uncle about when you pushed us out of the room?
So, I'm thinking that we could go all get a haircut somewhere.
Sure, okay. A totally not cagey answer.
Yeah.
I actually haven't had a haircut in a while. There's just places where they do that. You don't just ask someone that you know to do it for you. Just
I mean, it depends on the day. Most wizards just do it themselves with spells.
what spell cuts hair?
Blade storm.
I was gonna say cloud of daggers, but Newson wouldn't know that spell, so.
Some people risk it and use a little bit of fireball.
Oh,
You know.
Jesus! You just like walk up and kind of tilt your head in.
60-foot room.
Well, I mean,
And
most
as you
people
see,
here.
there are those around here all the time.
Yeah, most people seem to have a 60-foot room around here.
Yeah, 60 foot in every direction.
I mean, usually if we're cutting our hair, we just like,
You
I
just-
mean,
you
like
just-
there are people that have shears and stuff like that, but you could definitely just like use a dagger depending on how short you want to cut it,
Karak just gestures to his like sickle, and it's just like you just whenever you're ready. If it gets in the way, it gets in the way. Like you go to a whole building for that?
Well, yeah.
Why?
Well, because your hair grows every day, and if you want it the same length, you have to cut it nearly every day.
Oh my god, you all cut
day?
your hair every day?
Well, I mean,
How do you ever?
Not if
how do
you're,
you have
like,
enough time to ever get
kind
anything
of poor.
done?
Then it's every, week.
Oh, what?
And I reiterate, how do any of you have any time to get anything done ever?
Don't include us
The
in
thing
this.
they
We
get
don't
done
do
is
that.
haircuts.
No, not you. Like the people who live here.
Oh god, yeah.
I can answer that one for you. It's the butlers and the maids.
Yeah, other people do stuff for them.
Okay, I know what that feels like.
So what's the point of cutting your hair all the time? Like, do people judge you if you have longer hair than you had the day before? Is that a
Well,
thing?
they judge you if your hair doesn't look nice.
Why do they care? If you're good at what you do, why does it matter?
Because what they
God.
do is look nice.
Oh, that's it? Jesus.
Mostly.
I mean, Jesus. Well,
I mean,
if you're confident
as-
that there's a place that would serve us, I guess I'm not opposed to it.
if it's anything like this place, I would love to meet them. They seem like that person
For
was
sure.
wonderful.
I mean, that is option A. Option B is we go investigate the things in this city. But, that is just what it is. No,
I'll leave it up to
yeah.
all of you because I'm still getting my bearings. I still can't believe that you all live in buildings this big. I know a lot of them are a lot taller than most other people, but not that tall.
I mean, the gods in your world lived in giant.
Yeah, because
Fortresses?
they were usually very big. They were very imposing and intimidating in most circumstances. And there were all these. Listen, I'm no stranger to attendance. That was more or less my duty.
Yeah.
So it's weird having every single place look like this.
I mean, yeah, it's weird for me too. It's just we just don't have I mean, Lulin lives in one of the bigger houses, and that's only because he built it himself, so.
Once again, amazing work on that place. Like, great craftsmanship. Wonderful
It's a-
job.
It took me
It
3
was pretty
tries.
good, except for the basement.
It took me 3 tries.
Well, I mean,
family
you know,
had a
practice makes
house.
perfect. Well, not perfect, but practice makes. I don't
Yeah,
actually know if there's a saying for that.
Lulin will look at Elliot. Yeah, the reason there's not a basement is because that's where the 2 other failed attempts are. Just
I
covered
didn't
in
find
dirt.
anything down there.
Yeah, you just knock it down, bury it, and it becomes a stronger foundation for the second and third attempt, obviously.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Sure.
That's how it works.
Listen, I don't think
Look,
any.
I'd have to look up the specific code, but I'm sure that's fine.
The only
Oh.
person who's built their own house is Lulin, so therefore I think they are the person to refer to. I believe it's up to code if they believe it's up to code.
Well, to be fair, I was the one that dealt with all of the code violations in our last house.
Well, I didn't know that.
Hey, I have a question. Was it within code to have a haunting, or there were like regulations around having
So-
a haunting?
It's legal. You just have to report it on your fiscal year reportings, and it is
Is it
actually
What now?
credit?
it is a tax credit. Yeah,
Okay.
you can count it towards your
You're-
yeah.
That
Fiscal-
makes sense to me.
What?
Well, you see, Karak, when you sell the place, you have to inform anyone of any hauntings, and so if you have a haunting, you can count it as a loss on your taxes, so you get money back.
And we did have a
In the
haunting.
case, it's true, and we paid a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
And it was not reported when they bought the place.
True.
Karak is like actively short-circuiting right now because you have used a lot of words that there's no connection to anything else. They're out in the ether. Like,
But that's great
wait.
to know for the future.
Wait, how long were we away? Oh, God, I really hope your mom reported the
Wasn't-
taxes that year.
Oh my god, what I feel like now I love my mom, but I don't think she did that. I'm gonna be so real with you right now.
Jokes on
I
you,
don't think she
nerds.
did
All
that.
Ron did your taxes.
Oh,
God.
no!
Oh god.
We're in trouble. Gonna be in trouble with the I guess it would still be the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with like a Sylvanaria, but IRS of Sylvanaria.
Revenue?
The
just
ZRS,
revenue
the
is the money
Zrayan
you
Revenue
make.
Service.
There you go.
Speaking of the pond, do you think we could get clearance to have like a trout farm?
A trout farm?
Yeah.
For fish?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Apud government is surprisingly restrictive on the volume of water required per trout. But I think we could probably dig in a big enough pit to make it viable. You should need a really big pond to farm them.
The Apud government is surprisingly non-existent right now.
It just all of the offices are closed with a stack of papers in the front. Fill these out, put them in the inbox. We'll process them when the government is back to functioning.
Oh.
I think it's hilarious that we all just know how that works. Anyway.
Oh.
So what are we going to do?
What
I
are
guess pay our taxes. I don't know.
I
Wait, so I have a question. Are we in our fancy outfits or in
No. You packed your fancy outfits back up and they're getting
Oh,
shipped
send
to
it
the
back.
house.
Okay.
yeah, that way we don't
That makes
ruin them
more
while we're
sense,
out
but
and
I was
about.
like, no, we don't want to do anything like
Dangerous?
get our outfits messed up. Yeah.
We already work,
Um,
they look so nice.
Elliot, what's your favorite place in the city? What do we need to see? course.
It is our first time here, or at least most of our first times here.
Well, there's a couple taverns I frequented, but it's a bit early in the day to start drinking, I think.
Yeah, is there
True.
anywhere else?
True. The sun hasn't even hit the middle of the sky yet.
Debatable.
Look up. It's not that. Oh, there's a building in the way.
No,
Never mind.
I meant when it's acceptable to start drinking. The answer is never.
In the way.
You can always drink.
Oh.
Position of the sun. Position of the sun does not matter. Lulu like pulls out a flask and
Really?
takes a shot.
Well, I mean,
Alright.
there you have it.
I think I found the wrong alcoholic in our group before. Definitely you,
Yeah.
Lewin.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
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 All right. Everything good? You know.
So
You,
far,
you okay? Yeah.
again, there's the stigma of I'm kind of waiting to be hate crimed. So
You won't.
So-
I don't.
so
in
far
that-
so good.
I mean, in that case, probably wouldn't it be better to not drink so we have our wits about us?
Why have our wits when it's a hate crime?
So we can protect ourselves?
And I can't do that
Kick
drunk?
Some ass.
I mean, you can do it better sober. I should know you've kicked my ass enough times.
It doesn't matter. I think.
Roll a
Lyra, it's your
history
first
check for
time
me.
in this city.
Roll a history check for
It's
me.
all
Nessa.
our first time.
Roll a history check.
Everyone
Oh,
except
God.
for Elliot.
I'll allow it.
Nat 20.
You remember Lula drinking a lot more than what you're saying.
What? When he was training me?
Absolutely.
There
Oh my
you
God.
go.
Listen. Lulin had a lot of strong students, so some minor painkillers were involved in his preparations for the morning.
Why do you think Why do you think he was Brave Apple's #1 customer? It was because he was dating his daughters because he was funding him like incredibly.
Well,
You look like you haven't had anything to drink. Here, drink this. This is ale. Yeah.
well, Elliot, maybe not a bar until. Is there anyone
Yeah,
else?
I mean,
Okay.
Well-
I'm still kind of curious about that room where you go to just cut hair. That sounds like
Yes,
it's
we
out
can
of my
do that.
mind.
We could also check out those crazy religious freaks. They do their meetings around noon, midday.
Yeah, but aren't they like
No,
over
we don't want to talk
in-
to. No, we don't want to talk to them, guys.
But I want
We
to
don't.
figure out what they're about.
Yeah,
They're
that guy-
about being in a cult.
yeah, but that guy was literally like, nothing happens in that city except for worshiping a tree, and that just actually
but-
seems crazy.
Yeah, but they want
I
us
wanna know
to.
what happened
They
when
want
the
us to
trees
go
went
to
red.
that city. I don't think it'd be a good idea to.
No, they don't want us to go to the city. They have
Wasn't that-
meetings here. No, that's like a long way away.
They invited us to sit under the tree. That was their whole thing.
I think that's more of like a religious saying, like come sit in,
Yeah.
like you
Well,
would be like
they
you
also-
you don't literally mean come join a hunt every time you talk about the hunt. You mean it like metaphorically in life.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong on that one. And also,
It's the same thing. Like
So-
they
I feel kind of weird because now it feels like you're comparing the stuff I was going to a cult.
no, but it is religion and it's all kind of, the same vibe.
Bruh.
And
Okay.
Rock is
Like Elliot
Rock's
just
a-
elbows Lyra.
Oh, okay. But anyway,
She really said it.
Just because his cult leader is a god and theirs is not, doesn't mean it's okay.
Theirs could be a
Besides
god. I mean, knowing what we know about the trees,
No, theirs isn't a
Okay.
god, it's a tree.
there are gods in the trees, or there were. So
Okay. Besides the point that was just made that may have had a point, but I want to know what happened to their tree when all the trees went crazy. Like at the
I
beginning
also
of all
want to
Well,
know that because
If
they.
it's a matter of history, we could always go to the historical library.
Do you think?
I mean,
no one knew
that-
when we
I
asked
I hate
about it
I
at the
hate to
time.
say be the one
Yeah,
to say this,
but
Elliot,
House
but
of Orlin is
I-
sort of exclusive about who they let into their library. It's in the noble district, so most people
So-
can't even get over there. We
So
would
I-
be able to get
I-
in.
I
I'm
hate
convinced.
I hate to
And
be
while
the
we're
one
over
to
there, we could go to the Alkin Academy. Like
How do you
arcade
know the
academy.
House of Orlin, by the way?
What do you, other than it being a crucial part of my curriculum?
Well, I mean, yeah, like, why would they let us in just because? Because you're
Because
like.
I'm royalty.
This is what I'm saying. You have to say
I-
that more.
I also
No, but,
I hate to be the one to say this, Elliot, but based on what News and Lulin have said, their account of history might not be the most accurate to anyone.
Well,
at
their
all.
account of
I
Elven
promise
history
you-
might be accurate.
Are you sure though?
Elven history is accurate,
If you
and we have an accurate account of all history. The history we share with the world is not so accurate.
Got it.
I feel like if you talk about yourselves, you're more likely to have an internal bias.
What's an internal bias, Karak?
Where you assume that you are you are less stringent on yourself.
Nah, we wouldn't do that.
Okay,
Well, if you say so.
Isaac, you're going to have to bear with me here because I'm going to give you something that is going to be a lot to peruse as you need it.
Oh God. I already have 3 things open, you crazy.
There's the note. There's the individual folders for all 10 elven houses.
In what section?
Should be your notes.
In Zoreha?
Yeah, should be under Zraya.
This is what you get for making the fancy people. Jeez. Imagine.
I will like to say, if I can, I would like to take that leather strap that was given to us that has like the information about the group and read over its like more or less when and where they were saying they wanted to meet to sort of refresh Karak's memory on this.
Oh, yeah, I have it.
I was pretty certain they were like, "Come sit under the tree."
Yeah, as
You
a,
know,
as
that's
a
where our meetings
phrase.
are.
So it
No,
specifically
it's
says
at a tavern. Hold on. I got it in my notes. I
It is-
wrote it down.
it is not at a tavern.
Hold on.
It wrecked.
I'm pulling it up. It's at Raven's Relics. Sun up, sundown, and high noon.
Wow.
I wrote that down very specifically. So I guess I just kind of assumed it was like a taverny type place, but now I'm thinking it's probably like a relic shop.
We love a good pawn shop.
Yeah.
The lowest I can go is 3,000 gold.
Also, PT, you'll have to check that sharing again. I have confirmed it is not in my Zoreha folder. Anyways,
Oh, maybe it's in one of ours.
everyone check your notes!
Try now.
Reload. Sorry, it's loading. It's waiting on insert IP here that I won't say out loud because it would actually be doxing.
Yeah, maybe don't read
Oh,
the knife.
what is it? Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's Pennsylvania.
That's actually the favorite place I've ever lived, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Who would do something like that?
Mm.
The Amish. Corn.
No,
Corn would do that.
Corn's
Yeah.
my state's thing. Fuck off.
Mm.
It's your own thing.
Your
I
own
like how
thing.
you have to share each house individually. I have 2 houses here. Get
Yeah,
wrecked.
I'm sharing
Anyways.
them all. I realize that. I'm sharing them all individually. Bear with me.
That's rough.
Mhm.
Get wrecked.
I was really
Anyways,
hoping
yeah.
that just giving Isaac the folder
folder?
would give him everything within the folder. But looking
No.
back at the
No.
folders, it's probably best that they don't, because there's a lot of plot details in there.
Oops.
This freaking guy.
All plot.
Anyways, if we do go to the library, I mean, we could probably visit Malum just next door to see what he needs.
All right, if you guys really want to go to the library. Wait. I just
Yes,
realized
I
that Lyra preferred to go to the cultists rather than the library, and I think that is I only just processed it, honestly.
No, that's part of my concern right now, actually. Lyra, are you okay? I mean, if you guys want to go to the cultists, I'll wait outside.
Is it like a bad thing to go? Do people like judge you?
No, it's not about judgment. It's about the fact that they're a cult. They do bad things to the people who believe it. They manipulate, they use. But it's up to you guys, honestly. Those are the options.
How long have they been around?
Since
Roll
as far
history.
as elves can remember. Okay. There goes the improv.
Zero
The problem is
improv.
there's an actual answer to this question that. Oh, nice! Look at me go, boss.
Right in the middle.
Well, you are right. They have been around for pretty much as long as the elves have been around, but you've never heard of them having a major presence in Zrea.
You know, forever. Just been around. Tippity type.
I'm double checking all my notes and searching things.
But yeah, I mean, those are the options, really. I mean, to be fair, we could also go to some, like, other things in the Noble District. But kind of up to you guys.
I'm good with whatever, just as long as we're all in agreement of where we're going.
I mean, we can go check out the cult later if we want to. I
mean,
just
they
feel
have-
like more
they have it
information
every-
is better than less, you know?
I mean, they have meetings every single day, 3 times a day. So
True, you're not missing out. Also, more information, but you're against the library? I don't understand.
Well,
I
because the library is ancient history, right? Like, it's not currently
Well,
what's
not ancient
happening.
history. They put a new volume in every year, at least. Sometimes with the bigger years, they put like 4 or 5. There was this one year where there were 148 wars. There were 13 volumes.
One of them was the coup.
All I'm saying is, it's not going to reflect what's happening right now.
Well, it
Talking
would
to the
reflect what
people.
happened to the tree. It would reflect what happened at the beginning of the war.
I mean, that's fair, assuming that it is all, you know, accurate.
I think I'd still rather go to
You think
The
the people in
library.
the cult have a more accurate understanding of the situation? They think that the tree itself caused the plague. We already know that to be false.
No,
I
but
mean-
we know going in that they're biased. You think that the...
Okay, but apparently you know going in the library might be biased.
I mean, we don't know that, but we're rather certain, or at least we have reason to believe that.
I just don't
Personally, I
understand
think
why
both.
you would trust the word
I
of a
have
cult
qualms with both of
follower
them.
It's not that I
over that
trust
of, like,
the word.
historical documents.
It's not that I'm trusting either word necessarily. I'm just more curious about what's coming directly from the mouths of people trying to convert people, because I think that's a better reflection of what their motives are than just historical documents. Like, historical documents can give us information about what happened, but it's not going to reflect what's happening currently.
And also, it would reflect
I don't
the
know that-
views of when they were written and not the current time
Well, sure,
period.
of course. But the current time period is 1 year ago.
As you're all standing on the street discussing this, with the guy on the statue still, screaming the cult's graces. Speaking of which, let's give him another charisma roll.
I thought the cult was before the dress shop.
No,
Oh, I
it's
guess-
in
It
the
was, but we're
courtyard
outside the-
I guess
outside
we're,
the
yeah,
dress
it was
shop.
in the courtyard outside.
People are seeming very receptive to him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like he's being really convincing right now. Maybe we should go there.
The one thing I know is you can be very convincing and also be very wrong.
Yeah, I guess.
Uh,
I guess I like the library idea, but I just don't feel like the library is gonna have like the information that we want, and they might
That's
have
fair.
it.
We could
Well, then
always
let's go to the cult members. That's okay.
I
can
will
wait
say-
outside. That's fine.
Newson just crosses her arms.
as all of you are debating what to do, a halfling kind of meanders his way up to the group and puts his hands on his hips. As you look down at him, he's got a pencil mustache, thin little pencil beard, very well-kept hair, but very, he's not wearing rags, but he's not wearing the nicest of clothes. Like, these are obviously nice clothes that he works in very frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Did I hear y'all are looking for somewhere to go, new to the city? Tourists?
Not tourists. I'm from here.
He kind of
Yeah.
turns away from Elliot and looks at the rest of the group.
Can I
Yeah,
roll an
he's
in?
like royalty here.
You watch him kind of turn, and he looks Elliot up and down. Whatever he told you, sweetheart.
Damn.
Look, I don't know who you are, but we're not looking to open any bank accounts. We're not looking for a brothel, and we're all topped up on places to sleep.
But are you looking for work?
No.
I do feel like we have kind of a lot on our plates right now.
Yeah.
Is it easy?
Yeah, what kind of work are you shilling?
You seem like a
Guys,
strong
we have
bunch.
hundreds of platinum. We don't need a job.
Yeah, whatever you say.
But hundreds of platinum's only useful until you find something worth hundreds of platinum you need to buy. And then you're gonna wish you had that few extra silver on top.
What John? What's the scam?
Scam! I'm hurt! How could you even say something like that to me?
I want to roll an inside check on this
Can
guy
I
too.
roll- I don't know. I don't know what I want to roll, but I just want to know if his name is Scammy McScam Guy.
Okay,
Is that an affirmative on the insights?
yeah, roll me insights, Lyra. Roll yours at disadvantage for foolishness.
Bro, I'm using a reroll. I will not accept
I
this
want to
roll.
do a re-roll on this too. We'll do.
There we go.
Newson's just listening to the guy.
That's better.
No, one of mine was a nat 20. That's so sad.
A 20 and a 2.
If I had rolled that regular, his name would have been Scammy McScam.
No, it wouldn't have. You would have found out his name was not Scammy McScamface.
Now you believe it is.
You do believe it is.
Wow.
Elliot, with your insight check, so Karak and Luland, he seems honest about offering you work. Elliot, you notice that he is wearing a pin that is a bag of coins with a set of sharp teeth around it, and you realize that this guy works for a loan shark.
We will not be breaking any knees for your boss.
I mean, you sure? You look like you, some big, strong folks might be pretty good at it. Some of you might have some gripe with some elves who owe some money.
Oh no! I was okay with it. Now it's racist. Newson turns away.
Wow. Got to work on your pitch there.
Yeah,
You know-
maybe.
Blair's also kind of turning away. And she's like,
So-
you know, that's probably a good idea because his name was Scammy McScam.
Oh my god, his name was Scammy McScammerson? Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know that about him.
I'll have you know my name is not Scammy McScamface.
Prove
Thank
it.
you. He produces legal documentation.
And
Man, you get asked that. You get asked that
Stand
question
out
a
for
lot.
it.
where's Mom?
You get asked that question a lot, don't you? To just have those on you in case if someone questions your name.
Of course I do. Of course I do. Newson, he hands it to you, but you cannot read Elvish.
Hmm. Newson looks it over and nods sagely and goes, yes, that's Scammy McScammerson right here, and shows it to Lyra and points at a random point on the page.
What's Newson pointing at?
She is pointing to his age, which says he is 22 years old.
What is his name?
His name is Perrin Goodbarrow.
Oh my god!
You're so right, Newson.
See? Yeah, alright.
Oh, and I'm the one who's racist? Look at you saying that every halfling out here working these streets is running a scam.
I don't
Well, I don't
think
think
any
we
of
said
it.
every
Say
halfling.
everyone.
You
Just
said
you.
that.
I don't think a single person said halfling.
Yeah, I feel like you're sort of outing yourself.
No, I work for a perfectly legitimate business.
Yeah, and how deep in shit are you?
Not at
Just
all.
because you pay taxes doesn't mean it's a legitimate business. Okay?
By Elven Code 19.6 subsection 4A, because I pay taxes, it is a perfectly legitimate business.
Anything that pays taxes is legitimate.
By Elvish code.
You
Anyways,
happen to have
I
a
just-
business card.
A what?
Are you looking to take out a loan?
It's like Karak just sort of takes that thing. It's like that person gave me a bunch of these. I assume if you're like have stuff that you want us to know, you would have like a similar leather thingy here with information.
I look like,
Like
I'm
a
a part of
business
some
strap?
goddamn cult to you?
I don't
I
know.
mean-
I'm new here.
I mean, not a cult, but maybe like a pyramid scheme.
What does this have to do with shapes?
Anyways,
Well, it's
I just
it's a
figured
type
you
of
lot
scam.
looked like you were
Wow.
pretty good at, cracking some heads, getting some people to pay what they were owed, but clearly I've got the wrong group.
Oh no, I mean, you're right. We are good at that, but you couldn't afford us.
I don't know. Seems like if it would be that easy for you, it wouldn't cost that much, and you'd just kind of jump on the easy money.
Have you ever?
But what do I know? You know what? If you think this is all a scam, you feel free to go off with your, looks Elliot up and down again. Royal friend there.
All right, bye.
That's right.
All right, good luck with the other 27 pitches today.
Yeah, good luck finding an elf to beat somebody up.
I mean, it's not hard. You seen the way the city's looking these days? Everybody needs something. As he, takes his official documentation, jumps up and pulls it out of Newsom's hand.
It's gonna be so funny if we realize. Like,
Turns around and, literally walks, 2 feet and strikes up a group with another. It looks like they're, bricklayers, just standard construction. You just hear him, "You look like a lot who could really bust some heads."
well, that's good. Where'd you guys want to end up going, anyways?
Now let's go to the fucking library. We'll go to the cult later.
I'll happily
Okay.
go anywhere where there's no scammers. Lula
Well,
says
they
that out
don't get
loud.
into the noble district, so this way. As Elliot sort of leads the way towards the noble district.
So, Elliot, you lead the party away from the docks and kind of away from the coast as the general throngs of people kind of begin to peter out around you until you come to a street where the buildings in Zrea are nice everywhere, But the buildings on the other side of this gated marble wall are significantly nicer. The gate itself looks like, if it's not made of gold, it's at least painted to look like it. As you approach it, an elven guard wearing the colors of House Aurelian, the dark blues and whites of the uniform, kind of steps forward and holds out a hand to you. As you see that he's wearing the stylized pin of an open book and quills set against the night sky. What's your business?
Hello. We're here to visit the library. I'm Arundel. Here's my documentation. As he sort of like reaches to the very bottom of his bag and pulls out some papers.
Give me a moment to look these over.
Of course.
As he kind of takes it back to what looks like a little guard shack and like goes inside, you see him pick up what looks like a sending stone.
No, Lord. So they do this like every time you want to walk through a gate?
Only if you haven't been around in 2 to 3 years.
I mean,
Years. How long's it been?
Like,
A lot of times they'll learn to recognize you.
I mean, to be fair, to get into Umbreon's hold, we needed like a glass flower, so this seems a lot easier.
well, I think it was
way
more
easier
like
to make a piece of paper.
we needed the glass flower to get in without fuss. I think there were people without glass flowers getting in there.
True.
After a moment, he walks back and he folds up the papers and hands them to you, Elliot. We weren't really expecting a delegation from the Windsorwinds. Any particular reason you need to see the library today?
I'm here to study with my friends. We need to find some information about the recent war. Just look over some documents. We're happy to have someone accommodate us to ensure the sanctity of the documents, of course.
Yes, of course. Were you looking to visit the library or the archival services?
Well, we were going to visit the library first, of course, but perhaps both.
Mm-hmm. And do you know your way?
I do.
All right. Well, you've been granted entry. As for the rest of you, documentation, please.
Do we
Newton
have
looks around
any
at the rest of the
documents?
group.
Been in the
Do I
city
have any
long.
documents? Or like a seal?
Lyra, you would have documentation, but it's student documentation from Apood from the first time you were there.
Wait, then doesn't everyone have student documentation?
No.
Because we never like really got into classes.
Oh, never completed registration. Okay.
Also, Karak has never been to a college.
Yeah. Brock really doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
So, I have this, but we would really like our friends to come with us.
Very simple. I'll simply have to see that documentation and mark them in the logbook.
Yeah.
You do have... I'm going to roll an insight check for this guy.
Against who? Against me? Oh no.
No, against, like, looking you over to see if he realizes that you probably don't have documentation. You do all have documentation, don't you? Should have gotten it when you came into the city after the guards took you to quarantine.
Well, here's the deal.
Look, he's like a king or a prince or something.
And he is more than welcome to enter.
Yeah.
Their documentation is lost.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be allowed
They
to
don't
allow
let-
your friends to enter until you receive new documentation.
of course. Well, my apologies. We'll have to come back later then.
Of course. Once you have the documentation, you've been cleared for entry into the archives and the library. Be more than happy to help you then. He says, with, like, the most, like, I'm only smiling because this is a service job smile you've ever seen.
Newson looks so wildly unamused.
Can I roll insight on that smile? Because customer service smiles I don't think would translate well.
Absolutely you can. It's a genuine smile. This man seems very happy to be doing his job.
Oh, I hope you enjoy your day.
All right, let's go.
You as well. As he, like, hands you back your student papers, Lyra, and goes back to the guard post, and you watch him step inside and pick up the sending stone again.
Ugh, we might be in trouble again.
Yeah, the documentation's a little bit new, I'm not gonna lie.
So, hey, should we go to quarantine to get papers? Is that what we need to do?
I think we should have gone to the cult. They're not going to ask us for papers.
All right, we can go to the cult.
Woo!
All right.
Look, the cult's going to be way
This
more fun than that
way.
stuffy old library.
I mean...
Especially with that stuffy old guard.
You haven't seen the library. This way.
And I guess I never will. Newsom kind of just trots behind.
So, Elliot, roll me a history check to see if you remember where Raven's Relics is.
You got it, Botman.
Yeah, you can get there. It's unfortunately all the way on the other side of the city, which probably doesn't make Elliot too happy, but...
Not particularly. Look, it's this way. It's all the way, sort of back where. Not gonna lie.
It's down by the docks.
Luckily, on the way, we could visit the Golden Spoon Bakery.
That
Sounds good.
I'm interested.
I liked baked goods. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
sounds great.
yeah, that'd be delightful.
Fantastic. Miss Dorno will be happy to meet you all.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, this way.
You all
Just-
head back into the city as the throngs of people begin to grow. And as you get close to the bakery, you see that there is a long line of elves and half-elves out the door, and you smell fresh cinnamon and what smells a little bit like caramelized sugar.
I'm surprised there's no faster way of getting around besides walking.
Oh my god, do they have geode bread here?
No, they don't have Geo bread here,
Aw.
unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, they do have some fantastic elven sweetbreads.
Oh, well that'll be nice.
Oh,
As
very much so.
Isn't a sweetbread? Sorry, go ahead.
as you get close, you see that it's compared to the size of the building it's outside of. It's a relatively small shop with a quaint hand-painted sign of a golden spoon over the door.
So is this like an old haunt for you, Elliot?
Old haunt? What does that mean?
Like
Yeah,
a
what
place
does
you
that-
used to frequent. You know.
Yes. Yes, it is. Great place.
Karak just
Basically, anytime you're in
putting
the town.
Karak just putting an old haunt into his lexicon.
Old haunt is like, the phrase kind of refers to, like, how, like, if you think something's haunted, the ghost kind of like stays in one place, like they're attached to like a house or something. So
I don't like ghosts.
I mean,
It kind of goes against like the natural order of things. You're supposed to move on,
well, not everybody's that lucky.
True.
There is a line out the door, so I do need to know if you are cutting the line and going right inside, or if you're gonna
Just
wait
like,
in the
aren't you a
line.
regular here?
Yeah, I'm a regular here,
Just because
but
you're not like you're supposed to stand in line. That's like you wait for your turn.
Are we gonna miss our noon time if we wait in line?
oh yeah.
Well, remember, it's already a little past noon. I think I said that last time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elliot, you
like-
didn't want to go in anyway. If you want to wait in line,
I don't want to go in if you want. What do you mean I want? What are you telling me what I want?
You didn't want to
You
go to the
said you
cult,
wanted to
so
stay
you could get
outside.
sweets, and we
You
could
didn't
go to
want
the
to go
cult.
towards the cult.
Okay, well, the cult is still another 4 blocks that way. All right, look. Elliot will get out a piece of paper and draw like a little handmade map to the Raven's relics.
Roll performance.
Nice. That's a
No.
rare one. And I
Is that-
expect accordingly.
Could I roll to? Well, not roll. Could I offer the help action since I've been practicing my drawing skills?
No, because you've never been in this city before.
Well, no. I mean, like, true.
It's not a bad map. It's not a great map. It looks like a map you draw on a napkin.
I mean, that's fair.
But it'll get you there if you decide to split the party.
Yeah, you guys, you know what? I bet the cult loves pastries. So, like, if we come with a couple pastries, like, if you come later, they probably
Oh,
love
right,
that.
like, you're late, but you bring food.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, a couple of us can go ahead, and
Mhm.
then the rest can catch up with the food.
Sure.
Who
All
wants to?
who does want to wait?
I'm gonna
Susan does
wait.
not.
I'm gonna wait in line. Good pastries.
Ideal.
All right. So for those
So
of
everyone
you,
but Karak is going to the cult.
No, Karak's not going to the cult. They heard what they
So
needed. there.
everyone but Karak is going to the cult. Right? That's what I said.
Yeah, sorry, I
Okay.
completely just misheard that. I thought you said Karak was going, and I'm like, no, they're not. They want pastries.
Also, I would like to correct myself. I did not mean sweet bread, one word. I meant sweet space bread.
Yeah. Do you guys know?
I don't know why that's a
clarification.
clarification that's needed.
Well, okay, if people
I
are
don't think it
British-
is.
Yes, it is. It is a thing. Well, like it's not an American thing, but I think it's a British thing.
That's fair.
Anyway, for those of you who don't know, sweet bread is like organ meat.
Oh,
Yeah, and like I think they have it in like England.
I did not know
Fake
that.
news.
Yeah,
Delicious.
It's organ meat. So I was like, wait a second.
it's actually pretty solid.
No, I can't believe that.
You can believe whatever you want. I've had it. It's not bad.
Is it like a bologna style where they like take all the organ meat and like blend it up and make it into a loaf?
No.
Is that the
No,
idea?
the one I had was more of like a bowl with like ground meat in it.
Oh, okay.
Where's our
It's a peasant meal.
Yeah.
Oh
Got
no,
it.
it's supposed to be fancy though.
Well, it was probably originally a peasant
Well,
meal.
Well, you have to remember that until about the 1800s, having meat was a fancy meal.
I
Yeah.
guess that's fair.
No real point in killing the cow if it can keep giving you milk.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, so all of us want to go to the cult except Karak, to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Elliot want to go to the cult?
I don't think Elliot
don't know.
wanted to go to the cult in the first place.
I didn't think he wanted to go either, but that's what. Also, I don't think.
Yeah, but Elliot and Croc are waiting in line, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't,
you're gonna
I
get
don't think
sweets.
Brando actually said, so.
Lulu will go to the cult.
Okay.
We got 2 on red.
2 Minotaurs and a Kalishtar walk into a cult.
Let's do it.
2 Minotaurs and a Kalishar walking through the Elven City by themselves.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
This can't go. Can't possibly go wrong.
while dear Lord, this is gonna go so wrong. While Karak and Elliot are waiting on their, food. Waiting in line, which you haven't actually told me. Would Elliot just walk right in or not?
Sorry, I thought you were focusing on the cult first. No, Elliot would wait in line.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while they're waiting in line, we will focus on the cult then.
Okay, cool.
So
Elliot will keep an eye on them as they're walking away, but once they're out of eye shot, he's not gonna worry about it.
So you follow Elliot's roughly drawn map, and it brings you to a shop that seems relatively dimly lit, given how bright it is outside. But through the kind of dusty front plate windows, you can see that it is filled to the brim with antiques, artifacts, oddities of all kinds. And it's very dimly lit on the inside, with Raven's relics on a kind of frayed cloth banner hanging above the door. It looks sketchy as fuck.
Yay!
Well, I mean, we knew what we were getting into here, huh?
Yeah.
Does it look like the door would fit us?
Yeah, that's a good
Not
question.
not easily.
Maybe we should
All right, well-
knock. Is that a thing you do at cults?
Would it be better to knock, or would it be better to just open the door and not interrupt whatever's going on in there?
Oh,
Newsom puts her ear up to the door to hear what's going on the other side.
You don't hear anything really from the other side of the door.
Oh, surprising. Well, it sounds quiet in there, so I guess we can check and just see. Maybe they've already left. She just kind of goes to open the door.
The door kind of opens with a rusty creak and this kind of musty interior smell of old paper and faint traces of incense hits you from inside.
This is
As
certainly not very welcoming.
you step inside,
Yeah, I think she'd kind of take a step forward as she's opening the door.
as you step into Raven's relics, it's like entering a treasure trove of junk. The shop is relatively small, but it's densely packed with shelves and glass cabinets, each brimming with a wide array of items. The lighting is not dim because it's not well lit, but dim because there's just so much shit in this shop. And there's only a couple of what seem to be the lanterns in the back casting a soft glow that kind of highlights some of the items closer to the counter. The walls are lined with wooden shelves that house an eclectic collection of objects, ancient books with worn leather covers, aged maps, ornate jewelry, curious mechanical devices whose purpose is as enigmatic as their origins. Glass cabinets seem to display some more delicate or valuable items, including small statues, coins, and occasionally items that seem to kind of faintly shimmer with residual magic. In one corner of the shop, there's a small reading area with a couple of antique chairs and a table. And the counter itself is exactly what you would expect from kind of a pawn shop. It's a glass counter filled with random items with a door behind it.
Well, guess that's about what I expected.
As you all kind of step inside, a human of indeterminate age steps through the door in the back. He has sharp features and these piercing gray eyes, and his hair is slicked back black hair with tinges of gray throughout that seem to be not very well colored. He's wearing a tailored waistcoat and trousers, and he moves to the counter with an almost cat-like grace as he looks at all of you. Welcome to Raven's Relics. Are you looking to buy or sell?
Buy, I guess?
Yeah, I feel like buy, probably.
Ah, have you seen anything that's caught your eye?
Well, there's a lot to see in here, honestly. You got anything related to the gods?
The gods, you say? Which gods
Yeah.
in particular?
Open.
Well, you know, sort of like tree-shaped one.
Oh, you're here for the cult.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you
yeah,
know,
okay,
I
okay,
wasn't
sorry.
gonna
I
say
thought
we were here for the cult
okay, I
stuff
thought it was like
outright.
I
I thought it was like a
they were-
secret, you know, we
Yeah.
had to like have a really obtuse conversation.
And how many secrets do
Yeah.
you know that they are screaming in the streets about?
Well, you know, that's fair. I don't know. It could be a
know.
different, it could be a completely different vibe when you walk in.
Yeah, and I feel like you started saying like mysterious things, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I want to act cool, but
So you're not here to buy then?
Well, I
no,
mean,
yeah,
I'm
you
kind of
can just bring us
interested,
to the
though.
cult meeting. Well, we can come after because the cult.
Yeah, I
meeting's
mean,
already
look, we gotta walk through the gift shop to leave anyway, so.
started.
They've set this up perfectly for you, honestly.
Yes, well, they are renting out my cellar.
Ah.
Okay, yeah, we'll be back. Thank you.
Come
I'm still.
on
hey,
then, watch your shoulders.
My god stuff question stands, you know. Find some cool stuff. I'll look at it when we come back out.
Yeah, they don't have to be tree shaped.
Yeah.
Of course, of course. If you'll follow me.
Sounds good.
So he kind of like lifts up a little divider on the counter and like gestures you all to come to the back, and he's very carefully watching Lulin and Newson.
Newson like turns sideways to like shuffle down the aisles.
As you're both of you roll me acrobatics.
Oh, good.
Lil's gonna mention if we do scuff up anything, I do know the mending spell. I can take care of that. It's a very common thing we do. Not everywhere is attuned to our sizes.
Newson, as you're
happy to take
walking,
part
you're
in
very
that.
careful not to bump anything with your shoulders, but you do every once in a while feel one of your horns hit something that is hanging from the ceiling. Lulin, you're just too big to fit through these shelves with any sort of grace. Like, you find yourself like holding shelves so they don't fall over.
Yeah.
And as you get behind the counter, he kind of gestures you down a set of musty stairs into what appears to be a carved-out basement.
All right, we'll see you later, Raven.
Thanks for leading us to the cult.
It's Mr. Raven.
Oh god. Well, that's fair. I didn't know if Raven was the first or the last name. You know.
No, pleasure to meet you, Edgar Raven. As he like holds out a hand.
Edgar Raven.
You son of a bitch.
Good job.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I would've.
Newson sticks out a hand and goes, Newson, nice to meet you.
He kind of takes your hand and like almost pushes you towards the stairway, like get out of my shop.
Oh, well, I thought we were introducing ourselves. Well, fuck you too, I guess. Newson trots down the stairs, like stooping really low to get into this fucking cellar.
As you get down the stairs and you come to a door at the end, you kind of open the door up as you hear somebody talking behind it, and you see that the room is literally a cellar. Like, it looks like benches have been put down here just for it, and there's a tapestry, like a faded tapestry, almost looks like it was woven into a sheet of a tree at the front end of the room, with a half-elf standing in front of it in relatively unassuming clothes, with kind of long, kind of greasy blonde hair almost, as he's finishing a speech to like the 4 people standing in the room. Together under the world tree's eternal grace, we shall usher in an era, one of balance, harmony, and natural order. An era where the blight of unchecked magic is no more, and our people thrive in the pure embrace of nature's untainted grace. Let the leaves of the world tree rustle with our determination, brothers and sisters, and its branches bear witness to our resolve. For we are the chosen, the keepers of the old way, and the only hope for our people's future. As there's kind of like half-hearted claps from throughout the room. As all of you enter into this basement.
So, does it look like there are more than just the one like preacher guy that is actually part of this cult, or is he like the only one that's not like a random?
Roll me investigation.
Damn.
So there's only 5 or 6 people in this room. It seems like most of them have some sort of like cloth badge or almost like whatever they could throw together with the symbol of the tree on it. So they're very obviously a part of the group. But he's the only one who seems to be like knowledgeable about the group, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay.
As
I think
these half-elves and elves kind of stand up and begin filtering out past you.
Lyra's gonna turn to Newson and say like, I think the guy at the front's the only guy who knows.
Okay, alright.
As he kind of sees you, you hear his voice. Brothers and sisters, welcome.
Oh, we've been here the whole time.
Well.
Yes, I suppose I shall imagine I heard you coming down the steps then.
Probably.
Come,
Yeah,
sit.
we're
Have you come to rest in the shade of the tree?
Well, we're certainly here to look at the tree and
yeah, we're interested, maybe not totally.
Well, it would be poor taste if you were convinced just by what you've heard about us. But I won't begrudge you your trepidations.
I want to know what sort of like power this tree has. Like, you know, has it done anything for you guys?
The tree brought life to us all.
Yeah, but like, you know, recently.
In what sense do you mean?
I don't know. Is it doing anything out of the ordinary?
Everything the tree does is extraordinary.
Well, tell
has
me
it done
about
anything in the last like year?
Yeah, maybe like almost a year ago.
Suddenly and surprisingly?
Or you know what? What brought you to the faith?
Well, I was raised into it. Both of my parents were pilgrims to Zoid.
PT, is this tracking with anything that I know about Zoid? Like does that sound right? Like, make pilgrimages to it?
That's pretty much all you know about Zoid.
Okay, cool. Wow, yeah. So nothing new. Well, so oh, wait, here's another question. Is it new to see people like being like this?
Uh, you have never been to Zraya, so you don't know.
Okay. Well, what made you want to recruit for the tree?
Well, it is all of our responsibility to bring others into the shade, and the plague of indifference that besets the city has taken its toll, so to speak. We're simply here to try and save the souls of those who are left.
Hmm. How exactly do you guys know like the will of the tree?
It has spoken to our leaders.
Oh, okay. So there are certain people that can hear its will.
Yes, yes, no, of course, of course. In
Okay,
fact,
okay.
3 years ago, the tree gifted our holiest leaders with divine prophecy.
Oh. And what was that divine prophecy? Do you guys have like a tale that you tell?
Well,
Or like
I'm not high enough to know the specifics, but we were instructed to go out and bring the wayward souls back into the shade of the tree. All of you can roll me history,
okay.
except for Karak, because he's not there and he wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, Elliot wouldn't know because he's not there either.
I love these intelligence-based checks, I will
Yeah.
say.
They're popping
three
off.
3 years ago was the day the world trees screamed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it was not
3
it was
years? Oh my god.
It's been 3 years.
Damn.
in real life, dude.
Yeah, in real life.
So okay, so they got prophecy.
Yeah, so the
Do
leaders
you guys? Sorry.
got the leaders got visions, but they don't tell you all about them? How do you know you're fulfilling them correctly if they've never told you the vision, like what it entails?
He kind of looks at you using like up until this point you hadn't directly questioned it. Like and he kind of looks at you with there's like a hint of disdain. Our holiest leaders told us that we must bring the wayward souls back into the shade of the tree before the sun burned the desert dry again.
Like, is the desert wet now?
I thought there was. So what do you guys think about the other worlds? Do you like them, or are they like rivals, or
Of course, all of the trees are bound together in their holiness.
are you gonna do a pilgrimage to, or like do people do pilgrimage?
Well, I don't believe that anybody I know who has gone on one has come back from the other trees. But look at the taint that this arcane magic has brought upon this land. First, when the elven army went to stand against the trees, they were turned to stone. And when they continued in their arcane blasphemy against the magic of the world trees, one of the trees themselves fell, destroying a center of that arcane depravity.
Are you sure it's arcane and not just corrupt leaders abusing the power that they have? Is arcane inherently evil, or is it just the person wielding it?
Is turning away from nature and the magic it gives us in the life it has brought evil? Well, I would say so.
But could one also use druidic and natural magics to otherwise do catastrophic damage to the surrounding areas.
But have they? Was it druidic magic that the blasphemous technomancers of Stipvale used in order to shed the bonds of the earth and rip themselves away from its ground into the skies?
I wasn't asking what has happened. I'm simply asking, why is one inherently evil and not the rest?
All magics that take us away from the natural world are against the world tree's will.
Did you ever, like, go to Stipvale?
I have. Once.
Because my perspective on it was that they lived in harmony with the tree.
Yes. And siphoned its magic for their own purposes. They did not live in harmony with the tree, they used it.
I mean,
Carving their homes out of its flesh.
Would you call a squirrel evil for living inside of a tree?
A squirrel does not have the capacity to understand the actions it takes, but we do.
Lyra makes eye contact with News and it goes, I'm not a squirrel.
Music goes, I know you're not a squirrel, I'm just
Okay.
making a point.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you're kind of personally biased against people, but I think that you can live in harmony with the tree even if you would live inside of it. All trees have things that live alongside them and within them, and they benefit in that way. How do you know that the tree didn't benefit from the magic that was being
ripped
used
away
around
from
it? Hmm. I wouldn't say ripped away from it is the right phrase.
Roll me insight, Newson.
Okay. I'm so good at that. Yep, that's a right in the middle of the road 11.
You might be able to convince this guy.
Can I also roll insight?
Yes, you can. You can roll at an advantage because it's about religion and you're a paladin.
I
so
personally
fair.
talk to the damn trees.
Yeah, you have personally talked to the damn trees.
17.
There's no convincing this guy.
Cool. So, tell me, let's backtrack to the conversation a little bit. The prophecies, the divinity with the trees. The gifted souls that are connected to these trees. Could you
All of
enlighten
our
us more
souls are
about it?
gifted, brother. We have been gifted with life and intelligence to make a better world. And look at what those who have turned away from the tree's shade have done with it. Those who have forgotten the roots that gave them life.
So, for you all, what is the how do you live? What is the ideal life look like? I guess what is life in Zoid?
It's idyllic. Really. We nurture the groves around the tree, we listen to its wisdom, we bask in its shade. And occasionally it chooses to bless one of us with its wisdom. It is a holy sight like any other.
Mm-hmm. And how does it like, are people just suddenly struck with visions? Do you have to, like, is there, what's the process? You're just,
I'm not sure I understand.
I guess you're not giving me a lot to go on in terms of understanding the in and outs of your days. What are you all offering to people that they should
Salvation.
come?
What what more is it within our bounds to offer them?
So
Is
so
it
it,
like
We are
a
trying to save their souls.
so when you die you like rejoin the world tree? Is that the idea?
Yes.
You've been very unclear about that.
or trapping them in the shadow.
Trapping them.
It sounds like you claim salvation, and yet you don't want people to leave the shade of the tree. Oh, it's so protecting. It's so. Oh, the security is wonderful, especially when times like this, when people are in dire need of answers, and yet you just want to constrict people from seeing the sunlight.
Times are
Pulling people into the shadow is just a cage.
dire times are not when we preach. Dire times are created by those who turn away from our teachings. Look at what happened when the elves decided to split the sacred souls they were given, placing them in machines. Their own blasphemous creations have turned against them.
Yes, and as well as also, turning our people as well as the Elven army into stones. Now, I don't want to sound like a heretic, but do you know that those people turned to stone are living and breathing today?
Perhaps they have communed with the tree and seen the error of their ways.
How
But
could
you
they commune?
you cannot deny that the proof is around you.
How could people turn to stone communicate?
Just because one's body is turned to soul does not mean that the soul is not free. The signs are all around us. You stand in a city besieged by blasphemous creations, while our home, our pilgrimage, remains untouched by the horrors of this plague.
Well, I mean, our home is also mostly untouched by it, except for that we're taking in refugees, but that's just because our people don't use magic. Like,
You have no magic to speak of.
most of our people don't know. We're
A very high percentage of Minotaur are not inherently magical.
Then
Very, very rarely are we.
then
And
there
if
is
it
no
is-
path through which you could have turned away from the tree's teachings.
Lulin's gonna smile, or maybe a gifted one. He's just going to emanate divine power. He's just going to.
Roll me
he's just-
religion.
$11.
Okay. Not bad. This guy seems shocked, but it doesn't seem to be having the effect you want it to as he goes, the tree has sent you to help us.
oh god.
No,
The tree
I'm not.
the tree has sent you to help us show these people the error of their ways.
No, I'm helping the trees. I'm helping the people, and I'm helping the trees.
Then
But
we
I'm
are,
not
then we
helping
are
you.
united in purpose.
No. No, we are not. You and I, are not united.
You do not wish to see these people free of the plague that besets their families and their loved ones?
I wish
Yeah.
to show people freedom.
And
Not
freedom
by-
can be found by returning to your roots.
but not by staying in the shadows.
The shade of the tree is not the shadow of the soul.
Regardless, we are not united. I will unite myself with the people, and I will make sure that everybody to whom I can reach is helped. I will not help you with your goals and ideals.
Then perhaps the tree has laid a different path for you, but at the end, as long as the people return to their roots, the tree's purpose has been fulfilled. Do you not see the divine ordainment that has been placed upon your journey? You have shown it to me, and I understand.
Do you know? What do you know physically of the trees?
As I said previously, the, the, the sacred texts that we preach, the ideals that we strive for, do not matter to our physical bodies. It is the health of our souls that is important to those that guide our world.
Have you physically communed with the trees?
As I
Yeah,
said
like-
earlier, I have not, and I would not lie and say that I had.
If I can make a recommendation.
Of course.
When you find time suitable. It's dire times. I don't know when or if we'll ever be able to leave the city during these circumstances. Try and connect with the tree. Commune with the tree. Because I can assure you, you will not just hear one.
I would love nothing more than to commune with the trees. Should they ever see fit upon me to gift me their divine ordainment.
You can just
Think less of divinity. It's because I've atoned myself to nature. I believe I have been gifted.
And
With
you do not
such.
see nature itself as divine.
No.
Then perhaps you are here to guide those who would not see the true light down a different path.
Nature is an ever-living cycle. Like us mortals. Forests regrow stronger after a devastating fire.
And
I wouldn't think that's divine.
if our journey is only meant to end in a cycle as it has begun, then the only true salvation is to get those who do not see the way to return to the cycle. Lulin, you are just gradually grasping the fact that no matter what you guys said, this guy is way too,
Yeah,
motivated by whatever he has been either indoctrinated or brainwashed.
He's lost in the sauce.
All you have done is roll me insight.
Everybody or just
Lulin. Lulin, all you are convincing this man of is that the trees have sent you as well.
well, we appreciate the conversations and time that you've given to us. And Lulu's gonna pause. Not to step on toes or to make enemies or to leave bad taste in the mouth. We were all just simply curious. It turns out our curiosities have not been met. But at the end of the day, we wish you to have a great day.
You as well. May you continue to serve the tree's path. In whichever way they have ordained that you shall serve it. Can I get you anything? Food, water? I know there are many in the city struggling in these trying times.
We'll find it. We always, us Minotaur always find a way to manage. We'll be fine. We have a couple of friends in the city.
Keep it for somebody who's in more dire need than us.
Yes.
Of course. Your generosity speaks volumes to your character. Should you have any more questions, do not be afraid to come and seek us out again.
Okay, but like, other than the bakery down the street, where else would you recommend to eat?
Him?
Well, okay.
He's not from here.
Yeah, but he's been around the city.
He's a holy man. They don't, like, go out to eat. They eat, like, bread and weird stews. They sit in their piousness and they...
Lulu's gonna, like, get, like, real close to your face. Newson.
Uh-huh.
I've made stew from the random shit I found in a forest, and you've had thirds and fourths of it.
Yeah, but your food is good. There's a difference.
I'm really happy Karak wasn't here for that. Like, you're a holy man. They do that, and Nemo Karak's like...
Karak and Elliot, you have moved approximately halfway through the line in this time.
and I want to learn more recipes and to refine my craft.
All I'm saying is I don't think this guy is, like, going out to eat in the city.
Luke's throwing up his hands. He's walking upstairs. He's pissing everybody.
All right. Well, good luck.
Lulin will turn and do a Minotaur bow.
He bows back to you.
We don't we disagree, but Lulin's not gonna be a fucking complete asshole to him. Newsin, on the other hand, gonna get Gibbs smacked for being a dick for asking restaurant recommendations.
That's what weirdo converting people in a city is like, oh, let me convert people and then take myself out to dinner.
Okay.
I'm assuming as Newton's saying that, she's like following Lulin up the steps.
Yes.
This man is going to look at you, Lyra.
Uh-huh.
Should you find yourself needing the shade, do feel free to return.
Okay. Lyra's gonna follow everybody and be like, I think that guy thinks I'm like more susceptible to cults than you guys.
As you all get back up to the front, sitting in a chair, almost waiting for you, with a bunch of items on the counter, is Edgar Raven.
All right, what you got for me, Mr. Rude R?
Excuse me?
Yeah, you were. I tried to shake your hand. Yeah, I tried to shake your hand, and you were like, no. So now you're Rude R, not Raven R.
I have several items of import. A key to an ancient lost city's treasury. The treasury is rumored to still hold untold riches. If that is... it looks like a rusty nondescript key.
Yeah.
I think we should buy that.
I also have an enchanted doll from the royal courts of Old Zrea, said to be able to whisper to you secrets of the past. It's a chipped porcelain doll with missing eyes.
Okay.
The last time we dealt with dolls, it was like demonic and shit.
We have here stones from the legendary mines of Durnath, which are believed to enhance magical abilities when they are held during spellcasting.
Oh yeah, those two. We should get those.
It is a collection of dull assorted gemstones that you can roll investigation on to see what they are.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Cloak of a Famous Rogue. It supposedly grants the wearer the ability to blend into the shadows once attuned. An ancient spellbook whose spells can only be read under the light of a full moon. The dining utensils of a notorious pirate captain, cursed to bring fortune to those who dine with them.
It wouldn't be a curse then, it'd be a bless.
A magical painting that shows the location of a hidden treasure when gazed upon at midnight. A flute that, when played, can summon creatures from the surrounding forest to aid. Not that there are any forests around this particular city.
That is true, yeah.
The spectacles of a famous seer, claimed to give foresight into the future for those who look through the remaining lens. And a stone from a sacred elven grove, said to bring a long life and good health to its keeper.
Gotta look at something really quick.
Even though Lyra was like, I want all of these, she is gonna look at them and see, like, do any of these look at all magical to her?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well.
Which one are you looking at?
The spellbook first?
The spell book is an old, worn-out book with illegible text.
Okay. I think that Elliot has detect magic.
I also have detect magic.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Any spell of first level or higher is going to cause a wild magic surge.
I think that's a bonus, actually.
What I know for a fact, one of those would not be a bonus, and it involves an exploding little guy.
There's a lot of things that I think would probably not be bonuses in this situation.
I feel like this can only go right. Okay.
If any, okay. Lulu would be interested in the painting, and also, what does the painting look like?
Ah, yes. The painting is a cracked painting of an unremarkable landscape.
But is it good?
It's old. It was probably a very well-made painting once upon a time.
See, I'm concerned that if a wild magic burst radiates out from me, we're gonna get arrested.
How much for the painting?
I think you got this.
I think it's fetching.
5 gold.
Oh my god.
I like the painting. It looks very good.
Yeah, oh wait.
It could use a little touch up. It could use a little bit of saving. But I think it would look great in my house.
I don't 3 gold.
4 gold and 5 silver.
I'll do the
3.5.
Yeah. He said he would do the 4 gold and the silver.
I'll do the 4 gold and 5 silver.
Let me package this up. Where shall I be? Shall you be taking it today, or shall I be sending it somewhere?
I'll be taking it today.
Of course. Allow me to get that package. Anything else suit your fancy?
How much is the spellbook?
Well, because of its unique conditions, normally for a spellbook I would charge somewhere in the realm of 50 to 60 gold, but because of its unique predicaments, let's call it 2 gold, since you can only read it one day of the month anyways.
Done.
He begins wrapping it in cheesecloth.
I recall specifically asking for things of divine origin. So what happened to those?
He taps the pebble.
Oh.
Susan, I feel like these are really feels. Also, I don't think that guy knows what an actual spellbook is worth.
Because it's probably not an actual spell book.
No. When you say like, "Oh, I'd sell a real one for 50 gold," I think it's way more than that.
Did he get out any of the items that we could tell had like slight magical essence to it when we walked in?
The stone does appear to be slightly magical.
Okay.
I have an idea of what I want the stone to be.
Is it what I think you want the stone to be?
I'm gonna message it to you.
Is it Mog's rock?
That's no.
You remember Mog's rock?
I do remember Mog's rock, but I'm gonna message it to you.
So, for those who want the context, Mog, in one of the very first magical items he ever purchased, was a rock that when you tapped it against somebody, it would change their color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
And he used it as a calling card when he robbed people. He would sneak into their rooms and tap them with it, so they'd wake up like bright red. I think I turned a dwarf bright red.
No, it was a hot pink.
It was a hot pink.
Because you turned the husband a hot pink and you turned the wife like a fire truck red.
Yeah.
Oh dear God. I'm just reading over what is listed in the wild magic surge for...
Remember, we use a D1000 table.
I know, but the D100 table that I have is pretty wild too.
Tell me that's not funny, PT. Tell me that's not fucking funny.
That's pretty good. That's not what I had in mind, but that's pretty good. So, interests you in anything else? As he, like, hands the painting to Lulin and the, like, wrapped up book to Lyra.
You said something about a flower as well. I didn't hear that one. What was it?
A flower?
I think it was like the last item you said?
No,
maybe?
no, that is the pebble. It's from an elven grove, a sacred one.
Yeah, alright. Let me see the pebble.
He, like, lays his fingers on the cloth it's sitting on and pushes it towards you.
Newson will, like, pick up, like, reach out and just kind of palm it.
When you pick it up, you feel warm.
You know, alright, fair enough. What's an artifact like this gonna run me?
Oh, let's say 10 gold.
Let's say 7.
Let's say 9. They're very hard to come across. Be terrible for me to part with it for any less than 8.5.
8 and 2 silver.
8 and 3 silver.
Ooh, final offer.
I can accept 2.
All right.
He kind of gestures for you to set it back down on the cloth, and he just wraps the cloth and ties it with twine.
New trait unlocked. Newson loves to haggle.
It's like stealing, but not illegal.
Yeah! Oh my god, Nom would be so proud! Do you have, like, a list written out that we can look at so I can look through everything? I feel like there was, like, one other thing, but...
So I do. However, I would have to do a lot of cutting and pasting.
Okay.
But you already bought the magic painting, so what's left is the spectacles, the flute, the dining utensils, the gemstones, the cloak, the doll, and the key.
Do the spectacles look familiar at all?
They look like glasses with one lens.
Okay. We just happen to know a recently deceased seer, so I was just curious.
No,
If
Pharaoh.
you came back with Pharaoh's glasses,
Yeah, Elliot would be like, "Take me back there. I'm going to murder that man." That's why I was curious.
I'm gonna burn that shop to the fucking ground.
Yeah. Um, look, someone could have gone through his shit and stolen things and fucking pawned them. I was
Brennan
curious.
needed to make a quick buck, and Freya pawned Pharaoh's glasses. The two of you are almost at the front of the line.
They're nearly there.
Man, I can almost taste that bread.
it's just the aroma here is amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's like
Anything else I can get for you?
Now, I asked the gentleman downstairs, and they gave no answers. Other than the bakery down a couple blocks down, do you have any other like restaurant recommendations?
Oh, I mean, there's a few taverns that are good. The Wandering Wyvern's not bad. But if you're haggling for objects as valuable as these, I'm not sure you could afford most of the places in the city.
Oh. Rich people don't stay rich by paying full price for things.
Yes, but they do appear rich that way. The poor, however, love to haggle.
Oh.
I think he just called us new money.
If I recall, I didn't haggle.
You did not. You're probably the richest of the group.
What? I didn't haggle either.
No, your friend haggled for you.
No, she just agreed to pay your 2
I just
gold.
said
That is
yes.
true. Perhaps you come from money?
Well, we're out of this vehicle.
I'd argue that people who are looking to make money don't make money off of insulting their customers, so,
Yes, well, I do have other customers.
have the day you deserve, Mr. Rude R.
You as well.
Just pockets her fucking pebble and walks out.
You break it, you buy it as you walk out.
Newsom flicks her tail towards a stool that's sitting nearby and knocks it over.
Alright, do you all head out and back to the bakery?
Yes.
So when you all get back to the bakery, Elliot and Karak are standing in the doorway still waiting in line.
I hate this city. Are we gonna be late for the ball waiting for these
It's only
rolls?
been an hour.
Jesus. How long do people take to be I want a piece of bread? How many breads are in this
The
store?
line was just that long. Elliot and
there are other
Karak.
bakeries on the block with no line.
Elliot and Karak, you see the other two of them walking back, and they've clearly been shopping.
All right, well,
I mean, it was a place called Raven's Relics, so
it's true.
Yes,
I mean,
to
it's on them. They're gonna have to wait in the line too,
yeah.
We're not getting in the line. We're standing outside. You guys are getting us. You're getting the whole group rolls.
We're just sitting in the shade, chatting.
Newsom looks grumpy, as usual in this city.
Oh, did the cult not go well?
Are we?
Are they even around us? Yeah.
Yeah, they're back.
I had to make sure y'all didn't come up and were just talking to the side of us.
No.
That you see them walking up the street.
Okay.
Did they expect us to get them things?
I mean, they never asked.
That's kind of what I thought.
Technically, we told you to get enough for the people at the cult, so I think that would include enough for the group, but you know. You had to bring
Elliot
the
is
snacks
not
for the
buying
meeting.
things for the cult.
True, true. Do we still have to do that if they're not going there if they're not still there?
I don't think so. It looks like
As
they got kicked out. I don't know how you get kicked out of a cult.
as all of you are walking up, you see them step inside as the line finally gets them inside the building. Elliot, as soon as you step through the door, you hear a very familiar yelling from inside.
Ideal.
Get that bread ready, I need 2 more orders of cinnamon rolls! Is that... you! As you see a dwarf standing a little over 4 feet tall. Her hair's long and tied back in a braid, and it's auburn with strands of gray going through it. And as she sees Elliot, her face lights up with a smile. As she comes out from behind the counter and she walks up, and the very first thing she does, Elliot, is walk up to you, grab you by the cheek, and pull you down and go, "Have you been eating?"
Yes.
Don't lie to me, boy.
Mostly. I eat most days.
You have
Every time Lublin cooks, you eat.
It's true. I will eat anything that Lublin makes as well.
Lilith sneezes.
Lulin's
Talking about me.
She kind of like, Karaki watches, she like grabs his cheeks and she's like inspecting Elliot. Like you watch her like poke him in the stomach a couple times. You've gotten thinner.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I've been walking around a lot. I have to admit.
And have you haven't been getting enough carbs?
Well, why do you think I'm here?
Of course, of course. Regular order, 12 cinnamon buns.
Well, yeah, I have some people outside. I was thinking 2 dwarven rye, 3 midnight chocolate fudge cakes, and then 10 of those dragon breath rolls. You know, those are just amazing. And I've been missing them ever since I left.
Okay, 2 ryes.
And then,
she kind of
just
yells back,
for
2 ryes, 3 volcanoes, and 10 dragon rolls.
and I was thinking a couple of those gooey goblin bars.
We got told not to serve those anymore. People were afraid they were made of actual goblin.
Oh. Okay, that's fair.
I would have thought it was just a catchy tagline.
Well, you'd think that. You said you had friends outside, and she, like, grabs you by the wrist and drags you out the door.
No, wait, the place in line.
Yep, they're over there by that tree.
Which ones are they?
The two minotaurs and the human.
She kind of like all of you watch her dragging Elliot by the wrist. Karak, are you staying in line or are you following after?
Oh,
I'm following after. Karak is dead set on letting Elliot lead them, and they're. It's like, I guess I'm going now. Okay.
Guess we're going outside.
Guess we're going outside. I guess we'll wait another hour. It's fine.
She continues to drag Elliot over to the tree that the group is sitting under.
Newsom like turns toward where like notices Elliot getting dragged and like has this like concerned look on her face. Like, did he try and steal something? Like, what happened?
She drags Elliot over in front of all of you and goes, "Which one of you's Lulin?"
That would be me.
You're gonna let the...
charged.
Newsom
He
points.
says he eats every time you cook, but you're gonna let the boy get this skinny?
Well, to be fair, all he really eats is blood sausage, so...
Well, also,
You told me you were
coffee.
getting enough carbs, Arendelle.
And he is. He is. You should see how Tony is. Dude's been working out.
But he clearly hasn't been eating enough. I remember when he used to come through as a boy with those pudgy little cheeks.
Lulu giggles. It's also because I'm giggling.
Well, yes, I have less pudgy cheeks now. It's true.
It's a shame, is what it is.
Karak is just surprised that someone is dragging around Elliot. Like, Elliot usually just kind of goes wherever.
I told you, if you ever want to find a woman who can cook, I have plenty of nieces who would love to meet you.
Newson nudges Lyra and starts puts up like several more fingers. I was waiting.
Yes, of course. I
Such a handsome.
I remember.
You were such a handsome lad. What happened to you?
Well,
Ooh,
look, I'll tell you what.
And
I'm
what
going the
happened
ball
to your
tonight. I'm gonna
eye?
eat 4 slices of cake. Well, okay, I died, and then I undied.
I'm not
So-
surprised you died with the way it sounds like you've been eating.
Yeah, if you had had a couple
You're
of
right, I'm
cookies
sorry.
before that fight, really, it would have been.
It's true. Look, I promise I'll bring extra pastries on every adventure from now on.
Lyra, you have never met this woman, but she frequently sent Elliot care packages at college. So you have had plenty of her food.
Just like, Miss, I wanted to thank you for sending Elliot stuff, in the mail in college. Thanks.
Good, he listened when I told him to share. You know, I was worried he wasn't, but looking by the state of him, I should have assumed he did.
I feel like I can't win with whatever I say right now.
Oh, darling, you're fine. What was your favorite?
I'm just a real like chocolate cookie gal. Whenever you made those, I was.
She just yells back towards the bakery, "Get me 2 more of the volcanoes!" Now, what have you been up to? Have you gone to the tea shop yet?
No, not yet. We just got into town, maybe a few hours ago. We had to go pick up some attire for the ball tonight.
And you haven't seen Thalion yet. You know, he's missed you.
Well,
Lyra puts up a
I've got-
finger.
Newson raises her eyebrows and
I have to
nods.
ask, what is all the fingers about?
Nothing.
Now, don't you lie to me.
Elliot turns around.
Newson puts both of her hands behind her back.
Now, don't you lie to me. I'm a dwarf. I can smell it when you lie. What are the fingers about, young lady?
We're just speculating.
About?
Oh, you know. Stop.
That's not the kind of answer that gets you more baked goods, dearie.
Elliot's just not very forthcoming about his life, and we kind of keep track whenever we find out he has a friend.
Yeah.
Hey, I have plenty of friends.
Arendelle has
And I count you
plenty of
among
friends.
them.
Or at least he always said he did.
Yeah, exactly. See, he says he does, but we're getting the proof now.
Well, who...
And we
Who is-
know that we're your friends. We were just curious if you had others, you know? You got a whole life here you didn't tell us about.
Well, he definitely has one. What was the name of those girls you were always coming in with?
But Newson's hands
don't have
behind
to
her
talk.
back. She starts putting up fingers again.
Lulu's gonna lean in. They didn't mean friends. They meant friends.
No,
Oh.
just regular friends.
Well, I can't say I've ever
Wait, that's
remembered
what you guys have been going on about?
No, that's
can't-
not true at all.
I can't say I've ever heard of Arendelle having one of those. There was that girl you were enchanted with, but she never liked you, did she? Did that happen?
No.
Are you married? Do you have little ones?
No.
Newson looks at Lyra
No,
with the
and
most
no.
eyebrows raised.
I thought I might look her up once we got back into town, but I think I've decided not to. I'm sure she's moved on, has a whole other thing going.
She kind of looks you up and down. Well, you haven't.
Well, okay. Maybe I have.
Dearie, all of my baked goods are made with love. I know what it looks like.
I think you're gonna need to up the order from 10 Dragon Breath to 20. I'm gonna be hungry.
Yes? Well, you always were one to eat your feelings. That's why you're one of my favorite customers.
Thank you.
Well,
I
I
appreciate
have
that.
I have to get back to the city, but I'll have one of my nieces, as she like elbows Elliot, bring out the order for you. And you know what? Come see me again before you leave. I'll say this one's free of charge.
Of course. I'm gonna be here as often as I can. I promise you that
Perfect.
much.
I'll charge it to your uncle's manor like I always used to.
Susan leans
Oh,
down to
yeah,
Lyra
that
when she
works.
says free of charge and goes, the bread or the niece?
I feel like Lyra laughs like out loud. Like she can't.
Lulin's like covers his mouth and his eyes get like huge.
Had to roll a perception check. As she kind of turns around and walks back into the bakery.
Lula like hits your arm. You can't just say things like that.
I was just saying it to Lyra. I was asking a question, okay? It was unclear in how she spoke it, all right?
Upon all of this happening, Karak's just gonna be. I'm not gonna lie, Karak really likes the energy that person gave because of how caring it felt, and then it feels almost familiar, like all that community stuff that he talks about, but he doesn't have a face to put to it, and so now he does. That's what caring looks like. That's what caring about another person's well-being is like. That is the face.
That is the one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if you're done interrogating my old acquaintances,
We weren't interrogating. She was offering the information and we were simply making note of it, all right?
I'll be honest. I was just here. Do we need to get back in line? It took a really long time,
no,
and I would hate.
It's on its way out. Don't even worry.
Oh, okay, good. I would hate to, Okay.
After a while, a much younger dwarven woman leaves the bakery with two large baskets full of baked goods and walks them over and sets them in front of you, and then just eyes Elliot up and down, shakes her head and walks away.
Newson elbows Lyra a little bit and puts one finger back down.
Could I have Karak roll an insight check onto what that head shake meant?
Absolutely, you can. You want to use a reroll?
Nah, we leave that. I already used one today.
Who knows what that head shake was about?
Oh my god!
Too skinny.
Too skinny!
Did you greet them wrong? I tried to shake someone's hand earlier and they didn't like that.
No, with what I've deduced, it seems like the dwarven women like some meat on the bones.
I mean, of course you want meat on bones. That's how you make good meat. That's good food.
Lulin like pinches his nose.
I'm not wrong. You should know this, Lulu. You're an amazing chef.
Okay.
I mean chubbier. Big bone means.
Well, that's good for like stewing, but like
no, like a little overweight, little like pinches like Elliot's arm. It's like it's all muscle, it's lean. They want chubby men. Elliot's not that.
Rock, roll me wisdom to see if you think they're eating men.
Just a straight wisdom. Let's go. I also forgot, where do we roll wisdoms that aren't saves?
Just roll a wisdom save.
Got it. Had to make sure.
I mean, you could click it on your sheet.
You can either entirely believe they're eating men or entirely believe they're not. It's up to Karak.
I would like to believe that they're, well, actually, because elves apparently were eating Minotaur until recently.
Oh no.
Elliot, you dodged a bullet there.
Well, she was actually... The dwarves are quite nice. They were one of the few groups that didn't bully me when I was younger.
Brock just like looks back kind of and looks back at Elliot and is like, whatever you say.
But anyways, how was the cult? Did they tell you about my evil ancestors?
Wait,
Oh
what?
no, they were kind of they were very far deep.
But we
What?
did find out that the tree gives some of them visions, like they're higher ups, but the higher ups don't actually share anything about the visions with the underlings. They all are just so brainwashed that they believe it.
Hey, Brickroll, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, welcome, Raiders.
Hello.
Why is my shout out command not working? There it is.
There you go.
How did the D&D game go? Part of the brick, part of the wall. I love that.
I love that.
Could you say that they are in fact another brick in the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That made sense in my brain, and I don't know why. I feel like it's the wall joke.
It's okay. You're dealing with people getting
Pink
nat 20s
Floyd's The
and
Wall?
choosing to be stupid after the
I
fact.
slurped mountain pond water and did not get sick.
Good
Nice.
job.
We love that. We love that for you.
I just realized I was muted.
The party is
Oh,
in
no.
the party is in an elven city getting ready to go to a ball and specifically trying to figure out the intricacies of Elliot's old love life.
Yes, yes. I am very interested in knowing how many people he has dated and broken up with. Dear God.
Can we do a quick little character intro?
We can.
For the Raiders?
We'll start with Elliot. Give him a quick little intro to your character.
The person behind the character is Isaac. That's me, top left-hand corner. Elliot. Elliot is a half-elf who was born a bastard into the royalty of the Elven line. So he is not much liked among anybody, which is fantastic because that means he can just not participate in any of the politics. Though that may change in the future.
And then we have Lyra, played by.
Hello, I'm Rosie. And my character is Lyra Shadow. She is a Kalishtar wizard, who's old college buddies, Elliot over there. And I don't know what else to say. She's pretty nerdy, not very confident, but also willing to cast fireball on herself. She did that one time.
She sure did.
200 IQ play.
And then we have Karak,
It was.
played by.
Hello, my name is Terminian Link VT, and the character I play is Karak, a Firbolg warlock from. We have the name of the We have the place down.
It used to be.
It used to be the Feywild.
It used to be the hedge. Now it's called Elenia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Karak has only really woke up about a week ago after a 1,000-year-long nap in a rock, and
It's been more than a
is-
week now.
It's been
like
just over a week.
It's
been like
It
We
really
have not hit 2
hasn't.
weeks. Trust me, I'm keeping count. But yes, this one of the last few original warlocks to the Lady of White Roses. Learning all the time and finding out that social cues are very hard when you come from 1,000 years ago, and everything is different.
And then we have Newsen, played by.
It's me, the Sky T. I play Newsom Worldwalker. She's a Minotaur, barbarian, sorcerer, multi-class. I'm also the character artist for the channel, so I did all these our little character portraits. Newsen is
And this art. For the ball.
yes, and the ball art. But yeah, Newsen is a. Look, you made it weird. You made it weird. God. Yeah, Minotaur, sorcerer, multi-class, nosy as hell, likes a good scrap, is always anti-establishment for sure.
And then we have Lulin, played by.
It's me, Brembo. Lulin Bold Speaker. However, that's eventually going to be Lulin Valentine. Recently engaged.
Local
resident-
himbo druid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your resident himbo of the stream. Lulin is the world's most perfect man. Paladin druid. Best chef in town. Yeah.
And
Also the father. He's the father. He's the dad.
And hi everyone, I'm PT. I'm the disaster tour guide. Thank you for joining us on the disaster tour. I am resident bastard. I play all the villains.
So true.
I play the big bad, which is the god of hope. So
Plot twist.
yeah, plot twist. The god of hope's the bad guy.
Yeah.
What have I played today? I have played.
Scammy McScam.
Yeah, Scammy McScam, a halfling, shifty pawn shop owner, local cult aficionado.
Mr. R. Rude was his name.
Dwarven grandma.
Yeah, Dwarven grandma.
Yeah, they're trying to kill the god of hope. So none of the names they gave you are the actual names, by the way, just so everybody knows.
No.
But I don't get to name the characters. It's whatever they decide their names are.
We like to just look, one time we had to name a god, and ever since then we've just been giving everybody random names now because,
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, they took a god who had a name and named him Nathaniel.
he's really resentful over it.
We've also since Dungeons and Dragons lore canonically has 8 days. We have
10 days.
No, 10 days.
It's
We
Monday,
have,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fuck you, Ferret.
Yes, and fuck is our favorite day of the week.
Yeah, somehow for whatever reason, whenever it's session time, it's always on fuck.
It is, even though they're perpetual awkward romantics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that Newsen and Lyra are dating.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's see. Newsen and Lyra are dating. Elliot died and came back and may or may not be a god. Newsen can see the future. Lulin can talk to world trees. Karak has no fucking idea what's going on.
He's only been here for a week.
Literally.
Lulin
Let
is
me
also
actually get
dating
the
Dungeon
exact
Master.
number of how long Karak has been here, how many sunrises he's gotten.
Yeah. But, back to it.
Yeah, roughly 10 days and only 5 sunrises.
And
Yeah,
roughly...
we were supposed to
and
like,
roughly-
go to the ball today. We are not making it to the ball.
No, we will.
Yeah, next
Sure.
week.
Yeah, I was gonna say next week.
Yes.
Was the goal in this session?
I thought it was.
I don't set the goals.
Busted my ass to finish that ball art, like costume art. If I didn't have to do it until next week.
Okay. Legardus.
Legardus, thank you for the gifted sub. Oh yeah, that went to Gentleman Ferret, who was our old kobold named Nom, who
Which
is
is
the reason
why-
that the last 3 days are fuck you Ferret, because he asked me what are the last 3 days of the week called.
Yep. And they became fuck you ferret.
Yep, they
Oh.
did.
And
love
every
this.
day we wish every day was fuck.
But you all are sitting outside this bakery with your freshly delivered baked goods and freshly delivered tea about Elliot's life. What are you doing next?
Probably just
So-
ask.
So
You know.
no, they didn't have anything to say about my evil ancestors and how they drained the world of magic and.
At least
Oh,
7
yeah.
times.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least at
Oh, yeah.
minimum 7
They were
times. Yeah.
also pretty mad at Stipvale for doing that too, so I don't know, you're not special, I guess.
Yeah, they were like, Stipvale deserved it. And I was like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah.
I was like, he was like, yeah, they carved out the tree and lived in it. And I was like, do you resent squirrels for living in trees? And he was like, no, because they don't
Lyra's
know
not
any
a
better.
squirrel.
I'm not implying that Lyra is a squirrel, okay?
Well, you just called her a squirrel.
No, my point was that you can live in harmony inside of a tree. It is not inherently bad for the tree to have things living in it, okay? But they were like, oh, they were siphoning the tree's power, and I was like, I don't think so.
Which, PT, were they doing that? I feel like they might have been.
100%.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll,
They were doing that a little bit, but you know.
I'll be honest. I had a pretty good feeling that's how it was gonna go.
That's
why I
how
didn't
they
want
that's
to
how they
participate.
created airships.
But that doesn't mean it's inherently bad for the tree.
It's a cult.
Well, yeah, I know.
I
Okay.
Even you, PT.
They're not inherently right.
No. I was saying that it's not like
You could have dropped the well, what if we told you we knew what knocked the tree down?
it was us.
It was you, actually.
It's me.
It's us.
It's
We're the
me.
problem.
We
It's
made up
us.
for it because we replanted a new one.
On a different continent that used to be a different plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we still replanted a new one, you know? Knock a tree down in one place, replant one in another.
We're sustainable. Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I also
sustainable
only had
creatures.
one. I only had one seed.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there was.
I could only
I'm sure there
plant
was-
one tree.
Hey, we
You-
might find more in the future.
And
You
you
never know.
planted it in Bean World.
We planted it,
Planted it in a
Bean
fucking
World.
volcano.
I mean, it looks cool now, and
You
it's
know-
nice to know people can leave the
Evil
volcano.
Back
whenever
on
they
track.
wish.
Don't make me get the fishing rod.
I mean, we have to explain how Bean World and Bean
No,
Land
you
are
don't.
different places.
We really don't.
If you want to know how
the
Bean
person-
World became Bean World, all the episodes are up on YouTube if you want to go
Yeah.
watch.
As the person whose character is canonically from Bean World, we don't have to explain Bean World.
Is it not vital to the story? Are you sure?
It's
They
not.
can
Bean
look,
World,
they can,
don't talk
they can
about
look at it on
Bean
YouTube.
World.
The VODs are there.
Yes. Yes.
And you joined at the right time because the VODs were not there a week ago.
Yep.
They all magically appeared within the span of like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Just but pure happenstance.
All right, back on track.
Okay, I want to go to the party.
Well, that's not for 4 hours. In the meantime, we could go. I need to get a gift for my uncle.
Well,
and connect with some old friends. So we could go to the tea,
I would love to go to your
tea shop.
favorite tea shop.
honestly,
All right.
with how
That's
much you
perfect.
love
I'll
tea and
lead
your
the way.
amazing selection, I'd say I would love to see where you learned it all.
I also need to restock on tea. You've been drinking it all.
Well,
Not that it's a bad
You
thing.
offer-
Not that it's a bad
That's
thing.
what tea's for.
Yes.
I still
but I
kinda...
drastically need more. We are empty on tea.
Empty.
Stop it.
No.
I'm gonna roll to hit.
You need to stop talking about tea. Okay.
I'm just trying to make a pun about the fact that there's tea. People like puns.
Next time somebody makes a pun, we're rolling on the D1000 table.
It's wild pun magic.
Lulu gives smacks Karakated. Next. You.
You're gonna kill him, eh?
Yeah, don't kill Karak. That's like rule 13 of this group. Don't kill Karak.
What are the other 12 rules? No one's told me about this yet.
Never take
It's all
Elliot's
right.
blood
You'll-
sausage.
Okay, so are we going to Thalian's shop?
Yes, we are. This is banter on the way.
Yeah.
All right. As you head through Zrea, you come to an area that looks like it's actually mostly farms, it looks like. As you head into, Elliot kind of leads you through them and leads you into a small shop away from the bustling main streets. The exterior of the shop is charming. It has wood-paneled walls covered in climbing vines and flowering plants. A carved wooden sign depicting an array of herbs hangs above the entrance. As you step inside, it's like stepping into an alchemist's garden. The air is fragrant with the blend of herbal scents. Shelves and cabinets line the walls, filled with jars and containers of dried herbs, roots, and flowers. It also features a small greenhouse towards the back, where Elliot, you would know Thalian grows most of his own herbs and plants. Glass cabinets display some more delicate or prepared items, such as seems like temperature-controlled bags of tea leaves, some infused oils, also some healing balms. And in one corner of the shop, there's a workbench where Thalian is sitting dutifully preparing something in view of the customers. Thalian himself has a more serene grace to him, more so than most of the militaristic elves you've seen since you've been in the city. It seems like he's kind of hunched over. He seems relatively tall. He has short, neatly kept blonde hair that is brushed back, exposing kind of a thoughtful forehead lined with the faint marks of age. This is obviously a very old elf. As he turns to look at the doorway as you all walk in behind a small set of spectacles, his eyes are a very deep shade of emerald green.
Number 10, never feed a baby dragon drugs. Number 11, never disagree
Okay.
with Nom's top
The
10
dragon
tree
was a-
list.
It was an accident,
Wait,
okay?
I feel
How was
like
I supposed to know?
Number 2 is never trust babies.
Are you talking about this as you walk into the shop?
Yes,
We'll make
yeah,
that one
that
very
was-
clear.
Okay.
Number 12.
Wait, what's his favorite treats? Oh no,
Well-
Croc is just like rapidly trying to put down these rules.
I think the world tree was pretty
My!
bad.
As he kind of stands up to this, like, Newson, he's very skinny, but he's almost as tall as you.
Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah,
my,
your
is
dad?
that Arendelle?
It is.
My boy, it's been so long.
What? You're telling me? I was at college, I died, I came back,
I've been
here?
shipping your monthly orders to your uncle's manor.
Oh, well, we all know what's going on with that then.
Yes, I've noticed he's canceled his orders since I've been doing so.
It's alright, you're still charging him, right?
Oh, absolutely, almost double.
Well, perfect.
But we're so much to cover there. And
Rock
you
kinda-
must be Lyra. Elliot's letters talked quite a bit about you.
Oh.
I hear he wouldn't have passed his herbalism class without your help.
Oh yeah, I do take credit for that one.
Well,
What
probably
brings
would've
you in?
passed.
What brings you in today?
Well, we're staying with my uncle, and I thought I'd stop in and get whatever you have right from the docks. You know, I want the most exotic, the best tea that you have in stock. You know, something new. Which I know it's difficult to surprise him, but I thought if anyone could do it, it would be you.
Well, I have been working on a few things, but well, I've been working very carefully on this, you know. I only have the one flower, so it's very rare. It only blooms about once a decade, so this is one of the very few batches, probably the first one you've tasted that I've produced. I have a Stardust brew. Crushed leaves of astral
Oh.
vine, moonflower petals, and a pinch of powdered starstone.
Interesting. Starstone.
Well, I mean, it has many different names. Some just call them meteorites, but
Yeah, that's, well, fair. Interesting.
Why be scientifically accurate, you know?
I'm sorry, I still haven't gotten Rule 12. Oh, well, this place feels more like home.
All right,
Oh.
rule 12. What was that again, Lula?
buy as much
Lulu-
tea as you need.
Lulin looks like a kid in Toys R Us.
Sorry,
He's-
Lulin's not going to remember. News it.
And he's
was that the one with the baby dragon, or
No,
No, that was
no.
like
10,
9.
that was 11.
Was it 10?
10 was
10.
10 was never feed a baby dragon drugs. Number 11 is never disagree with Nam's top 10 tree list unless you're correcting him to remind him that number 1 is always the world trees.
yes?
He disagrees, but he does accept that.
I'm gonna
criticism.
need that list for his top 10 trees later.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we have the presentation in the bag of holding somewhere.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That was very elaborate.
But anyway, sorry. Yes, Lulin is gonna find a lot of tea to replenish his stash.
Yes. Wow.
yes. Now, are you more of a Lulin? Was it? Are you more of a make your own tea? I can sell you ingredients if that's what you prefer.
Yeah, Lulin would dig out of his pouch and present him a couple of different tea bags. As a traveler, they're not, the finest of ingredients, but they also might not be the freshest, but it's what I've made. I'm more of a cook, a chef. It wasn't until I really met Elliot where I've really found a love of tea.
Oh,
And it's
well,
maybe
tea is something
it's-
that everybody can love.
I very much agree, but yes, I need to restock. You sell everything. You sell teas and herbs and
Well, yes. What, especially in these trying times, one cannot get by simply by selling tea.
yes.
Now, has Elliot told you of the other kind of tea I sell?
What other?
Lulu like sits
And-
down, looks at him. Okay,
Well,
you have my attention.
obviously people are prone to telling their tea supplier all about their lives, so if you need any information on the city, do feel free to ask.
Oh, clever.
Yes,
Yeah,
young
definitely.
Arundel did make quite good use of it, although I never had the information he was really after.
Well,
Are you still...
that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yes, are you still in... I still don't have it, but are you still looking for the recipe for a quality love potion?
No. I think I'm
Nipson,
good.
like, goes from completely uninterested to, like, leaning forward on the bar, like, one head rested on one hand with both eyebrows raised.
There's like also raising your eyebrows in a like exaggerated fashion.
Yes.
I think I've accepted the loss there.
Ah, well. You know, one should never give up on love.
I mean,
Well,
that other
I
friend
think
you
most
talked
have
about
moved
said they
on.
use love all the time in their cooking. Surely they must know where to get it.
Oh, you stopped by and saw Dorna before you saw me.
Well, only because it was on the way to the cult.
Ugh, the cult. Good tea drinkers,
Yeah,
but fools.
Yeah, these
That
guys
we
wanted
can
to go
Fools,
visit him.
Fools doesn't come close.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah. I only needed to hear them once in the streets to feel like they didn't have everything all there.
of course, of course. I mean, believing that a tree is some sort of divine god. Plants are plants, simply put.
Well, anyway,
Now,
Yeah,
what are you in for?
I'm in here to restock on supplies. For
Excellent.
both
I
tea,
have
herbs.
quite the selection. Is there any particular flavors you are looking for?
I'm still very new to refining tea flavors that I have yet to not really find that I like.
Well, I
I
always do
can
love to help a novice.
I can just how about I hand you let's say I hand you 40 gold and I'll let the expertise
Well,
know
Well-
what they're doing.
what if I just give you a little bit of everything?
Do those come with recipes as well?
Well, if you're in the process of refining it, the only true way to do so is to refine it yourself and see what the taste is. Every connoisseur of tea develops their own palate over time. I can put together a box for you of ingredients, have it shipped to the manor. I'm assuming that's where you're staying. Unless you're staying with your
Yes.
brother?
no, I'm staying at the with my uncle.
Yes, well.
Yes, that would be very lovely.
Mhm.
If y'all also have any like cooking recipes with some of the herbs, because I don't know what they would be for. I don't know if they would be more for like spices or like spicy dishes or more savory dishes. I would love that, and I would give you some of mine as well.
Oh, of course, I do love
I like trading recipes, and Lulu like pulls out like a big fucking book.
Of course. Absolutely. I would love to.
I'll be honest, if I knew there was so much nature here, I would have brought some from my own home, just as a gift. I mean, you've done a lovely job here.
Well, if
Croc just kind of looks at like a more delicate plant. It's like, you're growing well, aren't you? You know, speech of beast and leaf. Can't understand the plant, but at least the plant can understand him.
Yes, now, I will say, most of the plants are... Well, the way I grow my plants is I intend to evoke emotions with their flavors. So, for example, as he, like, goes over to a vine on the wall, the astral vine leaves, I try to go for a subtle otherworldly sweetness, but I try to invoke the sense of a clear night sky, so to speak.
Oh.
Meanwhile, we have this plant over here as he goes to one that seems to be, like, growing in a bed of charcoal. Phoenix feather ash. It's got a complex, smoky quality to it with a hint of fiery spice that lingers on the palate. But, you were here for brews, Elliot.
Yes.
I could send
Yes,
over
I
a few.
was.
I could send over a few packets of the Stardust brew.
Okay, perfect.
Is there anything else I can get for you? Normally, you came for 2 kinds of tea. I just want to be sure nothing has changed.
Well, I was curious if you've heard of any of the families. I hear someone paid quite a large sum to retrieve a lantern. That
Oh.
couldn't possibly be true.
Well, it was actually. But
Oh, really?
not one of the families, per se. Well, more of a lost son, so to speak. Do you remember do you remember your history lessons on the Altharian family?
You'll have to refresh my memory.
Cousins of the Elarothi, they were in power before your father brought about the Knight of Knives.
Natural. Okay.
Yes, it seems like the oldest son of the family purchased the lantern. Oh, about a year ago?
Interesting.
Yes,
I mean, I heard rumors that it didn't even work. Is there a reason that he picked it up?
That I cannot say. I only heard
Interesting.
the rumor myself from Lady Erin Miralith.
Well, that's quite curious. Anyways, I think that's all the questions I had.
And the rest of
As
you?
like Elliot sort of turns to the group.
I don't really have anything I need to know, at least not currently. Any of you?
Lewin's going to look at Elliot. Documents.
True.
Oh, that's right.
Should we go about that the legal way or have a bit of fun?
You happen to know where in town we could get some documents for these folks? They lost them a couple days ago.
Lost them?
Yep.
Roll deception.
You got it.
I'm gonna say
minimize
roll
all these
deception
windows.
at disadvantage because this is the man who taught you how to lie.
I find this to be an acceptable moment. There's deception. There it is.
Well, if you've lost them, you should simply be able to head anywhere in the city to get new ones. But if you are looking to not pay the fee, so to speak, well, one of your old friends, Elliot, might be of use. Miss Starfinder
Oh?
has found herself quite active in the criminal community lately. After
Of
all,
course
it's
she
very
has.
easy to pass off a large payment as paying to know what the stars foretell for you.
Yes, I believe it would be. All right. Well,
And
I
it
thank you
should be
twice,
more
then.
than easy. She always did have a little bit of a crush on you.
What?
You didn't know?
No.
Well, any other information is going to cost you on that front.
All right. Well,
Newton is like,
noted, I guess. Cool. Well, I think that might be it. Will you send the tea to my uncle's?
Of course I will.
Okay, and then what do I owe you for that?
Ugh. Well, it would be quite rude to make the man pay for his own gift. So let's say, well, if I'm sending over 10 packets running at about 8 gold apiece, let's settle on 75 for an old customer.
Sounds perfect. As Elliot reaches his hand into the bag of holding to pull out
Does Newton want
7
to
platinum.
attempt their newfound love of haggling?
no, this guy doesn't seem like an asshole. She only haggles with assholes.
Fair enough.
The art of mixing haggling and assholes. Hassle.
Yes.
Got it. Newton just hassles people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So 7 platinum and 5 gold, right? Because 10 gold to a plat.
Yep. He
Yeah.
lets you know that he will mix the brew and have it delivered before the party. Unless there is anything else you
Perfect.
need for him.
I think that is everything I've thought of.
If you could also have my shipment sent to the same place, that
Of
would
course,
be
of course.
much appreciated.
I absolutely will. And as you all head back to the house to prepare for the party, that is where we will end our session.
Mm-hmm.
Did everybody have fun?
That was
Yes.
fun.
Do we
Really
feel like
fun.
we learned some stuff?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
We got some more leads to go down.
Mm-hmm.
We learned some of what we wanted to about Elliot's adventures as a child.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to everyone who followed. Thank you to everyone who rated Sky, Cloudbear, and Brickwall. Which I've still got to say, I just love one of the bricked part of the wall. That is hilarious to me.
It's
Mhm.
10 out of 10.
Oh, that is
Really.
phenomenal. We are going to launch well, we'll say goodbye to everyone first. I can't get ahead of myself. Thank you to all of our players. We have Elliot Burning Oak played by.
It's Isaac. And that's all I have to say, really. I don't know. Oh, my favorite part. I was going to try to come up with another funny thing, like it's Isaac, king of the peanut gallery, but I think I used up all my cleverness in the session. Which was very little, by the way. What was I going to say? That's important. But yeah, my favorite part of the session. I think my favorite part of the session was the bakery. Honestly, 10 out of 10, best places.
Was it worth waiting in line for?
Well, of course. Even though Elliot did in fact know that
He could have
Dorna
cut the
would
line.
not worried about it if he cut the line. But always worth the line.
And then we have Lyra Dream Shadow played by.
Hello, I'm Rosie. When Rosie see us on the internet, and my favorite part was I liked interrogating the tree guy.
Yeah. And then we have Karaka Reem played by.
Hello, it's Terminian Link BT. And my favorite part was Karak's complete lack of understanding about anything about meat on bones, eventually deciding that they eat more than just minotaurs.
It almost seems more fair that way.
Just considering that the dwarves eat the elves eat the minotaurs. If the minotaurs eat the dwarves, it's the circle of life.
Like rock, paper, scissors. You got horns, you got rock and stone for dwarves, and then paper for elves because they'll get blown over easily.
The
All
best
right,
magic
you're not
beats
wrong,
the
but
best
I'm
weapons. The best
offended.
weapons beat the best armor, and the best armor beats the best magic.
Yep.
And then we have News and World Walker played by.
It's me, the Sky Tea. Sorry, I was muted there for a second. There were a lot of really good parts today. I think getting caught counting Elliot's potential love interest was pretty funny, though.
And last but not least, we have Lulin Boldspeaker played by.
It's me, Brambo. I also loved the entire bakery scene. I loved it. Very fun.
Phenomenal. If you want to join the Discord link is in chat. You can see when we go live. You can see when new videos hit the YouTube, and there's going to be a lot more of them in the next 2 weeks. I think I'm going to have all of The Long Night and all of No More Light up by Friday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you can go watch those if you want to see and learn about Malum, Squall, the Arcanophage, and Rorin. And then, as always, everybody, I'm PT, your disaster tour guide. Thank you for joining us on the disaster tour. We should be back tomorrow night doing more of the worst Baldur's Gate run of all time, because it's time to try and kill Ketherick as a one-man band.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be so hard.
I believe in you.
I don't.
Don't believe in yourself.
I
Believe
don't
in the me that believes in you.
I don't think the boss. I am deeply worried, so I'm pretty sure I can stealth like hit and run my way all the way through the castle. Pretty confident that'll work. My big worry is that once I have accomplished that, I am not going to be able to hit and run my way through the boss fight without the boss full healing.
That is rough.
Because there are a lot of things in that room, and Finger of Death will just one-shot me. We'll find out, though. I'm gonna
I believe in you.
I'm gonna send everyone on over to the King of Starfish doing some art. Go say hi. Remember, when we get there, all you have to say in chat is TPK. That's it.
TPK.
TPK. TPK. That's what
TPK.
happens when you feed drugs to a dragon.
That is true.
That is true.
All right, everybody, that raid is going. I will see you all on the other side at the next tour. Until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. The bar is so low. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you then.
Bye.